Any day now.
And here we go. Just get those wonderful toys.
Are you playing in the bathtub with your little doll? Action figure!
You can do it, Wonder Wheel. I don't want to go through life being a Wonder Wheel mother.
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome back to another episode of Collectable Past, the toys we grew up with. Sometimes some of these toys may have been something that some of y'all remember, sometimes maybe not. But that's the fun in coming on here and having the old school pig dig into some of the old stuff. And it's, of course, all my awesome panelists, including Vinnie Art.
Hey, how we doing, man? How we doing? I'm here for the toys, damn it. All the toys. Give me the toys.
That's the way it always is, man. Co-host with the most. He's ready to have some fun. We're also joined by other co-hosts, Shifty. Gizm. What's up, Shifty?
Hey, what's going on? I'm here also for the toys. Sometimes biscuit cutters.
Biscuit cutters.
Call back to last week.
Okay.
We're also joined by other co-hosts, Pop Superfan Adam Shawham. What's up?
Oh, wow. I didn't even realize that was down there. I guess I should pay more attention. Huh? Hey, man, the roof. That's what's up. Marino's roofing, knocking it out. You know, we had tornadoes yesterday, but didn't touch us. But I'm happy to be here, present, and let's talk toys. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Let's have some fun. Before we get started, let's say hi to some of the people in the chat. Superfan Adam Shawham was nibbling away in the chat. Chris Fisk also in the house. What's going on? Chris is celebrating. It's good that you're celebrating that for your people, Chris. He says, my mom threw out my toys, so I put her in the home. And that's exactly the way it should be, Chris. Always put them in the home when they throw out your toys.
Good man.
Chaos Boy also in the chat. What's going on, Chaos man? Good to see you. He is also here for the toys. Oh no, no, Chris, no, that's a bad Chris. But as always, I'm dealing with technical issues on my end. As always, it just seems to be the way of the world with CenturyLink and Microsoft trying to give me a hard time. Most hated guinea pig in the world. But I'm going to kick it off with something old school, something a bit of a show off right here. We're digging into some of the older toys over here because that's what we do, and we hope that you all enjoy this opening segment.
We are the Guinea Pig Collective. All will be assimilated. Resistance is futile.
It is I, Dark Helmet, the Transformers and Sci-Fi Pig, taking a look at Playmates, the next generation from Star Trek, with our Ferengi figure. As you can see, the pop out for the shelf was still on the card. That actually raises the value of these oldest figures, even though most of these are not worth what they used to be. Take a look at the back. Tommy Butterfingers. There we go. Take a look at the back. It shows off his weapons and shows a bunch of the other characters that are in this lineup. So now we're going to pull out the next one, and we have Lieutenant Commander Deanna Troi. Along with the Ferengi, you can see it's got a slew of different accessories, a base, and of course the other characters on the back showing off what weapon she comes with, and it comes with a little file card on her character. These ones were pretty cool, and there are a few more to show off, such as Lieutenant Commander Data. Come on, who didn't have a Data? He's got an opening port on his arm to show off his electronics, comes his weapons, and yes, like the other ones, he does have that pop out, and there goes Mr. Butterfingers again. Cannot get this figure to stand up. Can you, human? But there we go with our Data figure, and of course, his data file on the back of the card as well. Digging out the next one with the pop out intact, we've got our Borg. Another really cool figure that Playmates did. Of course, you know we are the Guinea Pig Collective. All will be assimilated. So, of course, we've got a Borg sitting here. On the back shows off some of his weapons and everything else, including his data file. So, moving on to the next year's one. Here we go. Punch out intact. We got Dr. Beverly Crusher. All these ones did come with cards, too, as you can see on the packaging. And there we go, a look at all the figures that are in this wave, along with her data file on the back. Pulling out the next figure with the pop out intact, we got Captain Scott. Full power, Captain. And of course, Scotty's got all his stuff. I love the fact that all these ones are still sealed on the blister card. $4.99 for these things back in the day. And so here we go with our next one, and we got Q. Yeah, Q doesn't come with a whole lot, but everybody that watched The Next Generation remembers Q. The one thing that differs with this one is the punch out that is going on this one. The only one out of all the ones that we had in this particular box.
Nice. Those actually look pretty damn good.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 92 and 93.
Oh, yeah, man.
They made a bunch of those, so, man. I never got into them. I wanted to, but I was collecting too much back then.
Yeah, I seen a few in passing. I thought they looked pretty neat, but it just wasn't something I was collecting. But nice. That was really cool to see.
Yeah, man. You know me. I'm always trying to bring out the old school stuff. Try to touch on some memories. Real quick, say hello to Keely Chow in the house. What's going on, Keely?
Hey, Keely.
Oh, no. Chaos.
Oh, no.
Always TTF also in the house. What's up, Always TTF?
What's up, man?
Yo.
Soul Assassin? My mother threw out my toys. She threw out his toys, so I put it in a home. Put her in a home. Instant blues hit from Fisk and the Guinea Pig Experience, plus one Italian. What's going on? Soul Assassin, man. Good to see you guys. Hello, Nurse, Keely says. Oh, no. The Ducks are in the house. The Ducks have made an appearance on Collectable Past. I can't believe this happened. Keely also said that he used to have a crush on Deanna Troi.
Who did?
Yeah, and I know a lot of people love that character. I didn't.
I just like to look
her
at
character. You just like to look at her.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Gap After Dark also in the house. What's going on, Gap? Chris Peters is gone where no man has gone, evidently. Oh, no. You guys are savage. I love it.
Good Lord.
Beverly Crusher. See, I like Beverly Crusher. She was, yeah, I don't know. I didn't like Deanna Troi as a character. I don't know if it was the deliverance of the character or the character was so stiff. I just didn't like her. I don't know.
Did you say stiff?
Sit down. Oh, God.
What was stiff?
Her acting.
Oh, her acting. Oh,
Yeah, get your mind out of the gutter.
Wait, they could act? I'm very confused.
Yeah, she was useless. I'm sensing he is angry with us. Yeah, well, no shit. They're firing photon torpedoes at us.
She was Captain
Chris,
Obvious.
you wouldn't have worked that. Yeah, right.
She was the first
Yeah,
Captain Obvious.
Chris, be sure to drop your campaign in the chat, buddy. Let everybody know what you got going on. Chris is doing pretty good with Fintail Chronicle 2, The War of the Trees.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
guys, if you haven't, be sure to check it out.
It's a beautiful
Damn
project.
right.
I'm also involved in it. Jump on that.
But we lost Pop already. Damn it! It must have been that seeing eye dog that led him astray. But we're going to go ahead and I'm gonna pop the next topic that I want to bring up for today, and that's going to be Indy's toy history lesson. After that, Vinny, I'll be handing it off to you. So, guys, here we go. We're digging into the past. Oh, Pop's back good. Digging into the past again. A little bit of a I would say often forgot franchise. So how many of you guys are going to remember this one?
Welcome, one and all. I am your Professor, Indy, of the Guinea Pig Collective. And now, we are going to get into some toy history. Welcome back with me, Indy, on this toy history lesson. On today's lesson, we will be talking about a franchise that very often flies under the radar. It wasn't around for very long. We are talking about Sky Surfer Strike Force. Now, the Sky Surfer Strike Force is a science fiction superhero animated series that was featured on Bobot Entertainment's Amazing Adventures cartoon block. It was co-produced by Ruby Spears Productions and Ashy Productions. The show only lasted 2 seasons. The first episode airing on September 10th of 1995 and the final on October 26th of 1996. It is also known to be the final creation of Ruby Spears Productions before they shut down. So who are the Sky Surfer Strike Force? The Sky Surfer Strike Force is a 5-piece superhero team and are Earth's guardians against the vile Cybron and his Bioborgs, who use the powers of flight and the sky for their crusades against evil. The Sky Surfers use technologically advanced watches that transform them from their casual clothing to their battle attire and weapons. And similar to Battle of the Planets, during transformation, their cars transformed into rocket-powered aerial surfboards. The Sky Surfer Strike Force toy line is directly tied into the animated and based off the animation cells. The toy line was produced by Bandai in 1995. There were only 2 scales of toys, the first one being the main line, which had 3 3/4 inch figures, which had ball-jointed arms, ball-jointed legs, a bend at the knee, a turn at the head, and that was about it. But each figure came with a vehicle. So in the lineup there were 5. Sky Surfer 1 with his vehicle, Crazy Stunts with his vehicle, Sore Loser and his vehicle, Air Enforcer and his vehicle, Sliced Ice, the one female with her vehicle, Cybron figure, the Digitrans Wrist Communicator, and Pullback Sky Cars, which were the second scale of these figures. As a tie-in with the Sky Surfer Strike Force animated series and toy line, kids' toys were offered at Long John Silver's. Do you remember the Sky Surfer Strike Force? Thank you for joining me, Indy, on this toy history lesson.
The animation does look pretty good. Always ETF, yeah, you're right, man. I'm not familiar with this franchise at all.
Yeah, I don't remember them at all.
All right, I have done my job then. I've dug in because I've seen Curtis. What's going on, Curtis? Curtis also says he'd never heard of this. Never heard of it. But yeah, always DTF, Soul Assassin, Chris Fisk. Everybody's talking about how good the animation. I did have to clean the cells up a little bit on this when I went to post it in the video form. They were a little jacked, but not bad. I mean, really, for something from mid 90s, the animation on this, the cells and everything from what's available online, it still holds up pretty well. And I was actually surprised at how well that animation was itself. The one thing I do want to mention is ever so briefly, I mentioned the one guy, Cybron, the main villain. His character was only available in Long John Silver's as a freaking kid's toy. They never made it in the damn line because the line ended so fast. They made those 5 figures, they made the pullbacks, and then that was poof. That was it. The whole line was gone.
Yeah.
Long John Silver's. What? Of all places, what?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I'm like, when you think of kids' toys, you think of kids' toys. The last place you're thinking of is Long John Silver's. That's like, I went to KFC to get some really cool figures today. No, that's not what you're thinking of. Where I went to White Castle and I got this made kids' toy. No,
man, I went to Papa John's to get some toys and I just got stabbed.
You would think that they would have Pirates of Darkwater at
oh yeah, that would have been pretty cool. I don't know.
That would make sense. What's going on, Scrambles?
Yeah, these companies make no sense whatsoever.
Right.
I think if their designs were better, that might have actually taken off. It feels like something that belonged in the 80s, but it came out too late.
Yeah. Like there wasn't a whole lot of articulation in those things, other than like in the legs, the knees, but the rest of it was like a static figure, almost kind of similar to what they did with Mask. But even Mask had a little bit more articulation. Chris says, since I don't eat seafood, I would never be able to get those. Yeah, well, luckily, it was just the one main baddie that you had to get from Long John's. And what's going on, Happy Dinosaur? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well.
Chris, we would force you to eat the fish sticks just to get that toy.
Oh,
you don't worry, they in your mouth.
He could just eat hush puppies, right?
Yeah.
Just give him the hush puppies.
That's crazy. Man.
Yep.
I honestly, I got something to show here, but I don't know. I can't remember if I showed this last week or not. To be honest.
No, but Chris says he went to Popeyes and got a free handgun and some life-threatening injuries.
Yeah, these things happen. I told you, I got stabbed.
What'd you say, Adam?
Oh, I was just gonna say while Vinny was looking real fast, but it was funny because remember when there were the collectibles that was the reason you went to the restaurant. That's all I was gonna say. But you had it, Tommy. So, but yeah, it's funny we don't have that. One more thing that's died off.
Yeah, he's breaking up a little bit. You guys can hear me, right?
I couldn't tell if that was him. I couldn't tell if that was him or me because I still have an upload going. No, thank you very much, Microsoft and freaking CenturyLink.
Right? It's crazy. But yeah, I saw this in the stores. I think it was last week. I forget when I upload these things, but not bad looking.
Yeah, I've been eyeing that for a while.
Oh, I know it's been out for a while. Okay.
This looks weird.
I thought it was brand new. I said the packaging is strange. It looks like he wants to shake Bowser's hand. Yeah. And I noticed on the back of the box, like Mario's smiling like ear to ear over here.
Smiling on the back of the box.
And not so much in the front.
The oh shit face.
Right? Then you have the oh shit face going on
there. The head on that guy. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't understand why they changed something like that.
I don't know why they only have Bowser in a combo pack there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and it's like more accurate to the video games because I know the movie one is more detailed and different, but it is what it is.
Yeah, the problem with the movie one is his head's too small.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had almost gotten them, and then I ended up returning the Mario and Luigi, and I'm like, yeah, I don't need these bigger figures. I have like cool little small the amiibos. I thought they looked great, and that's all I need. I don't really need them to be articulated and shit.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, they have the articulated ones.
What's that?
Yeah, the California
raisins.
The
California raisins.
Yeah. Yeah, the raisins were awesome. Those characters are cool. But
yeah, they had the larger figures They had him discounted at Ollie's for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Christmas.
did remember hearing that, seeing some of those. Well, from your videos. I don't have it always by me. I've only been to 2 in the last 3 years or something. But yeah, I do have a cool figure here. I don't think you guys have seen yet. Yeah. Also,
And
sort of,
Chris, I get that reference.
Yep.
That's why we
I
made the
do too.
reference earlier. I love it. And
Here's what I
happy,
think-
and Mickey D's. Yeah, they did have really good toys, and so did Burger King back today. I'm sorry, Vinny.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Just trying to catch up to the chat.
Gotcha. You know, because it was a little bit of delay. That's why with the upload thing. But
Yeah,
here's what
screwing me up.
Yeah, I don't think anybody has this on the panel. So
I was going to get that, but I'm waiting for the Mega Man 2 version because they've improved a lot of stuff to it.
okay. Oh, is he the one that's unmasked? Like he's got the
I
helmet. I
think
mean,
he-
the
he-
helmet's off.
I think they come up with an extra head. The sculpt
Nice.
looks a little bit better.
Okay, all that explains the price on this then. I got him for $16, so I'm like, yeah, for 16.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm jumping
Where?
on that.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Where?
but yeah, here's the review and pretty awesome looking figure.
Formerly designer McFarlane Toys and a comic book creator. Check out some of my independent books over on vinnyart.com. But in the meantime, I wanted to show you guys Mega Man. So this is one from Jada Toys. I had gotten him online for about $16. I think they retail for like $19.99. But yeah, I thought it looked really cool. And since I'm a big fan of like the Marvel versus Capcom stuff, kind of a no-brainer. So I'm going to be opening up this guy and giving you guys a full review. Here are some of the cool books that you could get. If you go to vinnyart.com, it'll take you right over to Shadow of the Kraken. Got plenty of awesome stuff. But let's get back to the figure. So here is Mega Man out of the package. And I think overall, this looks really, really good. Very clean lines all over. I think Jada Toys, they've been doing such a fantastic job with all these figures. So articulation, pretty good here. I wish he could look up a little bit more, but it doesn't seem like it. Arms go all the way around. Good crossover there. After that, you got a little hinge for the fist. Like all the articulation makes sense, especially for the size of this guy. You know, pretty good diaphragm in there. You got upper thigh, the knee. He's got rocker in the foot as well. Good hinge. Like, this is a fun little figure. I stand corrected. There's a little hinge on the top here. I went to go swap his head. So you could look up. So that's fantastic. Nice. Here's how he stacks up with Ryu, also from the Jada line. So pretty sweet. Here is his blast in comparison. So all in all, pretty cool. Yeah, that's much better. I don't know what the hell I was doing before. But yeah, there you go. I think he looks incredible. So overall, I think it is a super fun figure. I'd probably give him, I might give him a 10. This guy is really, really good. So much fun. You just want to kind of mess around and, like I said, put him in a bunch of different poses because it's just really a fun, awesome toy. Jada, you did an excellent job. Oh yeah, you guys see him for cheap? Yeah, go ahead, pick him up.
So yeah, it's got to get the jump on Tony the Tiger there. I don't know what they would improve upon this figure. There is no problems with him whatsoever. This is one of the first ones I think I gave 10 out of 10, especially for Jada. Like they've been getting like 9s and 9.5s on almost all their stuff. That thing is awesome. So yeah, if you guys do see him, especially if he's on sale, I'd say snatch him up. I know Shifty said there's a 2.0 coming out. If you guys want to wait for that, go for it. But awesome figure. I know most comic shops and toy stores, they sell them for I think around 25. Oh.
I don't know if you'd seen it or not, but Chris had said Slasher had sent him that Mega Man.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Dude, yeah,
Yeah.
you could open them up. They're solid. They're awesome little figures.
At one point,
He also did
last-
say that he was afraid to take it out of the box.
Well, they're not McFarlane toys. They're durable.
Now you got me worried. All my McFarlane's. Last year, it was like last fall. They Walmart had like a flash sale where they had Street Fighter figures and that one for $10 a piece. That Mega Man, they had it for $10, and it sold out within an hour. It was a flash sale out of nowhere. I didn't even know they had Street Fighter figures on Walmart.com, but they had like 3 different figures of that up. And I was like, wow, missed out on it too. I think it sold out when I had it in the cart.
Oh, no shit. I hate when that happens. That's happened to me before in a couple of different stores. Well, yeah, but yeah, he's great. He's really cool. And yeah, there's no holes in the bottom of his feet, but because he's, the balance of the figure, there's a lot of weight at his, the boots. So he's got good balance. Like I said, with all the little kind of ball joints that they have. Because there's like the rotating hinge joints. So, like the pivot points on the elbows and the knees. So like they don't have to add extra stuff to it. So you don't need double jointed knees. You don't need that type of stuff because the range of motion is fantastic on it. But yeah, for $10, holy shit, man. Yeah, that's even better than what I paid. So
yeah,
real
I wish
cool.
they would carry that line in the stores. I mean, we got Altered Beast and Streets of Rage, the Series 1 that's been around for like 2 or 3 years, just gathering dust, peg warming. They should clearance those out, send them to Ollie's, put some Mega Man figures out.
I agree, especially since Jada just got into they got into Walmart with the Street Fighter figures. So get Mega Man in there. Mega Man will sell even better.
That's
because they have the different versions.
I don't know how well them Street Fighter figures are selling because they're, at least at the Walmarts I've seen, they're in the corner of the aisle and they're kind of buried under like anime stuff, and you can barely see them or find them there. And it's the older figures, and plus they're overpriced now, and everybody's already got those. So,
yeah, their strategy in releasing it in the stores, was bad, but they're starting to move because there's 2 WalMarts by me, and I agree they were fully stocked when they finally did get them in, and they were sitting there for a minute. They're next to the wrestling figures in the stores by me, but last time I went in there, they had like one of each of Fei Long, Ryu, and Chun-Li. So they're starting to move. Because last time I went, they had like rows of them, like 3 rows of each of those figures. Maybe, I don't know, about 8 to 10 of each of those 3 figures.
That's crazy. We got one little spot.
Yeah, they were well stocked. So, but I haven't seen the other characters. A few people told me that they've started seeing DJ and I think Cammy now in some of the Walmarts. So
I've been seeing DJ in my Targets for months.
Okay. See, mine doesn't even sell them. I talked to one of the guys there. They said they only got Fei Long one time in that store, and it was during Christmas time, and they never got them again. So
that's because you don't have the right stores near you, Vinny. You got to talk to the Pig Father. Are they going to make Golden Axe as Shinobi figures? I'd grab those. You never know. There's a lot of these companies that are making a lot of different figures. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's trying to find them when they're actually on the shelves in the stores at the same time. And Chris was also saying it's tough being an amoeba collector since losing his contacts with friends in Japan. Because a lot of figures like that, they are hard to find here.
Yeah. Well, Golden Axe, I can tell you right now, there is a company that makes them, but it's not an affordable price. They're expensive. It's Storm Collectibles. I think they range from like 100 to like 150, something like that. For like, I think they're around 8 inches. Something. The females I think are around 8, and the guys I think are around 9. So somewhere around that ballpark. So yeah, they're more expensive. But for the ones that make the smaller scale stuff, like you see in Walmarts and stuff, I agree. I think they should start to make those characters and get those different licenses in there for cheaper.
I think they actually did announce those for those 2 games, But the problem is, if you want them, you're going to have to track them down on Walmart.com if they have them in stock, because Walmart's never going to put Series 2 or any series after Series 1 in stores, because nobody bought the Streets of Rage figures and stuff. They've been sitting there. Every Walmart I've seen, they've just been sitting there. The kangaroos, I never saw them in the stores for Streets of Rage. There was like a dragon for Altered Beast.
Altered Beast. I haven't seen that either. Yep.
Yeah.
Not in stores, only online.
I think they did announce something for Shinobi and Golden Axe, but I don't know how you'll be able to get a hold of it. I don't know.
Yeah, you got to get a hold of it by pure luck.
Well, Golden Axe has the chicks in the bikini, so I don't think we're going to be seeing those in a regular kids line.
I think it was the dwarf.
Okay. So I don't know.
Real quick, I can't remember. I know they did a second Ken.
Yeah.
He wants to know that they have one in the purple gi.
Not yet.
I haven't.
Angry Ken is what it is.
Yeah, that was like a San Diego exclusive or something. But I think they're starting to do other second players now. I believe they just dropped pictures of Dalsim with the gray skin. So, they're starting to do them. I think as they're getting into more stores, because now they have to compete since Storm Collectibles, they have their branch off, which is Storm Arena, and they're the same exact scale as the Jada Toys Street Fighters, but they're from the Alpha line. So if you like the more animated cartoon style, and their articulation is even better than Jada. I don't know how they did it, but I watched a couple of reviews on Ken. My jaw is hitting the floor. Incredible.
See, and I don't really care for the animation style ones.
Mm-hmm.
I like the ones that look more like the games.
Well, this is based off the games. It's the Alpha series they had more of an animated style to that. It's not necessarily off the anime, which they did make as well, but it is based off the video game. So Alpha 3 is arguably like the best Street Fighter game. With that kind of, like the sprites and the hand-drawn stuff. So I love them, especially I saw a comparison of the two Kens. I still love the Jada one. I think it looks awesome, but I'm holding out for the Alpha one, because I think the Alpha one looks even better. You could get him into even more kick-ass poses. So, but yeah, that's my take on it. What's that? The pig father walked to the store and made them an offer they can't refuse any. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Your target is it's like the genie in the lamp. I don't know how, but yeah, it's.
The Were-Dragon Alter Beast was God mode in the game.
Yeah, I think.
And he says, did Gilius the dwarf come with the Golden Axe or the Sega Genesis Gray Axe?
Shifty. Oh, he's muted right now. Probably stepped away.
Violent Ken, hell yeah. White hair, dark red gi.
Yep. Yeah, that's what, and he comes with the barrels as well.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was a barrels or a car. Barrels.
Yeah, it's two barrels. I think one of them you could crack in half, something like that. Looks pretty cool.
See, I played the shit out of the Super Street Fighter 4, and I like the I guess animation CG, whatever they did for that. I like the way that one looks. It's kind of like a cross between the cartoony and not exactly realistic, but slightly more realistic.
They look like they were like kind of sculpted, but then have like a cartoon skin on top of them. Like they look 3D-ish. But like they still fight like it's a regular like a regular pit fighting game. But then when they do their super moves, they look it's more animated and they zoom up into the character and all that cool shit. Like those are still fun. But I have like the original games. Yeah, Ultra Street Fighter 2 was everyone's favorites, and then when the Alpha series came out, Alpha was amazing. I really loved how they looked. Yeah, Third Strike. Yeah, that's the one. Like the Ultimate Edition for the Third Strike game when they put the other characters in, because it's new characters mixed with some of the old ones. And then they brought more old ones in when they did like their like the Ultimate Edition to it. But yeah, awesome stuff. Yeah, 4, 5, and what is it? 6 is the latest one. Yeah, they all have like that newer kind of style. They're still cool, but they try to make them more gritty in certain characters, and other ones they cover it up more. And you
I
get
don't know.
all that.
I love my favorite character is Sagat, and I just love the way Sagat looks in 4.
Dude, same here.
He looks menacing.
I didn't know Sagat your favorite. Yeah, we tried to ask you that that other time, but yeah, your internet dropped out. But yeah, Sagat's, he's one of my favorites. It's awesome to hear. Yeah, he's yours too, because that character's just fucking killer.
I'm not a huge fan of the art and character designs of Street Fighter 6. I think that it looks too.
Yeah, a lot of them are weird.
They look like too many characters that are like, I don't know. They look like fashion models because they're you can customize your created character in that one where you can like put like shoes and jackets and stuff on them. So they're wearing like basic street clothes and stuff. It kind of takes away from the style of Street Fighter. So.
Okay, yeah, I kind of agree. But I mean, the thing is, like those games, you got to wait until they have the definitive editions. That way, everything's unlocked. Because right now they do all the microtransaction BS. So if you want your characters in their original outfits, you're going to be paying through the nose, or you know, or you get it on PC and then everyone has like those skins that they give each other. But yeah, I mean, it's what it is.
How many figures?
But yeah, 4 was great.
What type of figures?
Yeah, right.
we all got a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Street Fighter.
See,
I've only got like 6 maybe right now so far.
Yeah, I don't even have that many just because, well, the money kind of ran out. And I'd seen a bunch of ones I wanted to pick up, and I was like, shit, I don't have the money for it. Shit, just don't have the money for it. So I think I got 5.
Yeah, there's some shit I brought back. But yeah, the Street Fighter ones, like, yeah, I'm kind of getting like the key characters that I like. Or if I see like a super sale somewhere, I might get like, you know, a character I'm on the fence with. But
well, like I said last week, there's only 17 main characters of that Ultra line, so that's what I'm going to get. This is 17 basic characters. Now I might get the Orange Blanca if that comes out, but you know, I'm not going to go into the alternate colors and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't going to go into alternate colors either, but the only Chun-Li that they had available when I had the money to pick her up is they only had the red target chase, you know, or variant. That was all they had. Now in my targets, all they have is the blue outfit. And I'm just looking at it like, really? When I wanted to get the blue one, I couldn't get it, and I could only get the red. So,
so why don't you just buy it and then bring back the other one? Swap it, yeah.
I would, but who has money?
Right. Well, but again, it's just for it could literally be one day, and then you just bring it back and get your money back.
Yeah, but I don't even have money for one day anymore, and things have been that bad.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. I hear you. Out of the alternate color ones, like Guile, if I see the blue version of Guile, I might get him just because I always, whenever I played as that character, I always play as that second player version because I like that a lot better. The army colors are fine, but I like the blue camo better.
Yeah, that Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition that I have, which I seem to recall. I don't even remember if I paid for that one. I think I might have got that one for free somehow, and it's still on my computer or my Xbox One, and it's still accessible surprisingly because most of those games when you get them, they have it tied into having a live account and everything active. Right. But that one has got like, damn, it's like 6 different outfits I've unlocked for Bison already. I was like, shit.
Oh wow!
Like how many do you need?
Yeah, right. How many days of the week is it?
Right.
He's got an outfit for each one.
Yeah, Chris said Purple Ken was his main throughout every game since Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. Nice.
Well, I got another review here. It's a 2-parter kind of. So I have the review, and then I have a special do better gripe segment that I'm going to add to that. So here I'll show you the figure first in the review. And again, like Time's saying, money's tight, but when I saw this one, I know I wasn't going to sleep on it because this is one that's kind of in demand. So I found the X Factor Jean Grey. This is the Target exclusive. So I'm happy I got my hands on this one.
This is
Hey, wait a second.
Jean Grey X Factor version of Jean Grey, and yeah, this one is a Target exclusive. So if you are looking for her, she's out now in Targets, but she is selling out really fast. This is just one of those figures that everyone's kind of been wanting. That has a huge mistake. She doesn't have her yellow boots, and they can't fix this in time. So, yeah, way to go, Marvel Legends. But we're gonna break into this one. I'll give you guys a full review. That is a huge mistake. Okay, so here is Jean Grey out of the package, and I love that they're using this newer body mold with the hinge and the extra joints and all of that. Like the midsection stuff is pretty good.
I know, Chris. I know. I said the same thing. And they caught it before the figure was actually sent to stores, but they had already started production. So they weren't going to crack open all the figures. And they laughed about it on a live stream. Like, how could you make a mistake like that? The character's design is pretty simple. There's not a ton of paint in either on these things. So
Mattel did the same thing with their Rick Rude that came out. He was missing his anchor tattoo, and they just laughed it off. They said they caught it and they didn't do anything about it.
Wow. And you know what the other thing is too on that? It's also because they were cheap. Because most of these figures, most of the male figures, they'll have a boot cut by the shin. They didn't do it with the female ones. So that means that would have been more tooling. Huh?
They didn't do that with She-Hulk either. She's just got she has painted boots and she has a painted uniform. There's no cuts. There's no
there is.
Sculpted. It's just paint.
No, it's just paint, but at least she has the shin articulation.
Okay.
The She-Hulk, yeah. So, and that's what I mean.
But
that character like this,
the uniform just paint.
Yeah, well, this is the perfect thing though they could have done here. You just, you put it across, you get that extra articulation, and they're even more posable. So, but again, because they wanted to cheap out on that, that's why we don't have a proper boot. And they're like, oh yeah, it's fine.
I still think there should be some kind of a ball joint instead of a hinge. I mean, it still works all right. Looks pretty good. You could get them into some pretty good poses and stuff. But yeah, overall, like the body is really nice. The head sculpts are good. Aside from the boots, the rest of the paint is pretty good. Although there's some sloppiness up here on that thigh. But yeah, the print technology is good in the face. And speaking of faces, here is the alternate head, which looks really good. Obviously, there's going to be less articulation or head movement.
Yeah, she does look like she's from Invincible, doesn't she?
The left hand. This one's good with the splayed out fingers. This one, retire this. This is so stupid. It's a very unnatural hand movement. I don't like it at all. And she does come with the effect. You're supposed to slip into the hair curl in order to give her telekinetic mutant power. Here she is with the 1997 X-Men Jean Grey. And both look really good. If you are looking for her, like I said, she's in Target right now. So snatch her up. Her and Professor X, they're both Target exclusives. The Savage Land version of Professor X. So my final thoughts on this one. I'd give her about 8.5 or 9 out of 10. If she came with an unmasked head, that would have been really good. And if her boots were painted, this thing could have been a perfect 10 out of 10. Face is really nice as well. So all in all, pretty cool figure. Hey, everybody.
So I'm going to say that a couple more positive things before I guys show you my gripe. A short that I have that's attached to this. I do think, like, again, the bodies that this new base body that they're using with the butterfly joints, the extra articulation in the midsection, like, it's really, really great. It has more superhero proportions as well. It feels like the thighs are sculpted a little bit thicker than their normal female figures. Like, it has what it needs. The shoulders and the arms, Like the musculature looks a lot better. They look like superheroes. And that's what you want out of those figures. Like they're doing a lot of great stuff, but they keep coming up short on other parts, which it's kind of infuriating. And I'm going to talk about it again because they love to reuse, and that's the main issue that I have too with this gripe that I'll show you guys. And it's crazy because the fix is super easy, and it's something that they've already made. So I'm going to show you now.
No, that's what they tend to do, though. They get lazy. Real quick, what's going on, Manliness and Motivation? What's up? And what's going on, DJ Play Nice, man? Good to see you both.
So, yeah, here's the gripe. I mentioned it before with the hand. Take a look at this one.
Break down something. I'm going to have a little Marvel Legends gripe. So I talk about it a few times, but this stupid hand shape that they love to keep using on female figures looks so unnatural and ridiculous. Maybe from like one slight angle, it looks pretty good, but overall, this hand should be retired because it's retarded. If you want to see something cool, check out this hand. Don't you think this hand should have been something that they include, this right hand, over this really, really, really stupid hand? Because it looks so extra weak and just unnatural. Nobody does this weird thing with their hand like that. Sorry, it's really stupid, and they've been using it for years. I want to have my little gripe about it because I see it all the time. There's so many better figures with so many better hands. This one is from the Siren figure, which is this one here. Came with her. So like that is a way better hand. It shows some strength. It looks really good. It's well sculpted. That should be one that you put into most female figures because it makes more sense, especially with superhero characters. Like if you want to have one that seems a little bit different or kind of more of a feminine kind of movement, like this one's really nice. I think they've used something like this before. That's a pretty cool hand. That's fine. Both of her hands are really nice. That's what you do. Closed fist, those extra ones, and especially at the price point that they are charging on these figures, give us something more. If you have like a Black Cat figure, wouldn't a hand like that make sense as well? Because you could do like that kind of clawing, climbing. There's more you get out of this movement than you would out of the other ones. Out of that really, really weak looking hand. Like that one's way better. But again, is that just me? Let me know. You collectors out there, are you guys satisfied when they throw in just this stupid hand? And a lot of times too, they screw it up, by the way. I did notice that like the pinky is missing on the White Queen figure that has the same exact hand. Like the mold, there wasn't enough plastic in the molds. That was a common issue on that figure. But give us something cooler. That's my gripe. But otherwise, like this is a cool figure, and please check out the full review on her. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. And remember to hit like and subscribe. Okay.
So yeah, because all right, this is the thing that drove me crazy about that one. Because in almost every single female Marvel Legends figure, that's their go-to hand for them. I don't know why. That's the same one they use over and over and over and over again. Do something better. That one's cooler, especially with these characters. They're superheroes. Why are you doing this stupid, weak magic hand thing? It's so weird.
Soul Assassin hit it. Jazz hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Jazz.
but I think for Jean, that hand is necessary because there is a pretty iconic trade paperback cover with her in Phoenix gear where she's doing that pose. It's the standard telepath, come hither, I'm controlling your ass hand gesture. I think for her and White Queen it's necessary, but for other characters like Black Cat, she don't need that. But for Jean, I think that was needed.
They do it for 90% of their female figures. Now, if they are married, if they're married to that hand, then give us extra accessory ones. Don't you think this one looks incredible? That right hand from Siren.
I mean, I really like the hand that you're fussing about though for Jean. I think that's necessary for Jean. I like it for Jean, but for everybody else, that's not a telepath or
It's an
standard,
overkill. It's an overkill hand.
It
Sculpt a
is.
new one.
It is.
Because hold on,
Well-
because like I said in that review, I showed the other Jean Grey. That other Jean Grey doesn't have that hand. She has a couple of different ones, and they look great. They're natural looking. It's the one, yeah, you could put on her temple and make it look like she's using her power or whatever. That's fine. That's 100% okay. That same one they've used now for 20 years. It's shit.
I get it.
That's my opinion.
I get it. It's bad for characters that wouldn't do that pose, but for Jean, who's like in her Phoenix form, if she was in her Phoenix form, I don't know if that fits regular Jean, but if she's like Dark Phoenix, that's sort of a pose that she would do. So
Well, that one has it too, so you got no problems there. If you find that figure, I'm pretty sure she has it.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm saying is, sculpt a new one. You could sculpt a new one. You could have a similar kind of positioning, but change it because it's incorrect. The anatomy's wrong on that hand.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'm going to bring up something Chris says, and we've talked about that before. Yeah, 90% of the original Master Universe. I think it was actually more like 3 different molds that they were using. So, I mean, initially it started off with the first run, there was only 2, but then they expanded it to something like 3, and then with the addition of the body to use for Tila and Evelyn, and then some of the other female characters down the road, there was 4 bodies, and then they added a few more after that. But yeah, initially, it started off with just 2, and then they cut corners, and they did the same thing with other lines too. So it wasn't just them. Manliness also says, so you're saying this figure needs a better hand job?
Yes.
Oh.
So says, I hate it when the hands have no wash or paint, just colored plastic. Yeah, unfortunately, that's what most of these people are doing. Chris is coming in with Vinnie just pointing out why blister packs and windows are imperative to buying figures. I need to see what I'm buying, and if there's a defect, I won't buy it. Yeah, absolutely right.
Same here.
Chaos always clapping. He's loving all this. Hear that, Hasbro? Vinnie calling your hand game weak, son.
That's weak. Right. Get a better grip.
Yeah, you should release add-on packs, sell the figure. I mean, add-on packs and everything is great, except when it's covering up mistakes that they made during the original manufacturing.
Right.
So they need to get the figures right in the package the first time. Then, if you want to add extras, that's fine. But don't make it, hey, this is how we fix it by selling you more. No.
Hold on. Are they going to give us a pack that just has Jean's legs with the correct paint job on the boots? Like, again, Hasbro's retarded. How do you make a mistake like that?
They can include some right colored knees and elbows for She-Hulk too.
Yeah, they ain't doing that. Oh shit!
I hear you, Manliness. That ain't no lie either. That's what Reaction sells all their 3.75s for. They're basic the Star Wars model figures. They're $20.
Ridiculous.
All $20 now. Yeah. Trash, bro.
Yep.
By Hasbro's Jean's legs.
They should come with Charles Xavier.
Yeah, about that Charles Xavier. I think this line that they got out now, Marvel Legends, they may end up at Ollie's. These things aren't selling very well. They're that Charles Xavier is just sitting collecting dust in mass at Target. I think if you bought it, you may want to return it or keep your eye on it because it's probably going to be clearance out.
Because it's not a line. It's one figure. It's one character.
Well, that and the new line of Marvel Legends that includes the little comic books. The Banshees. I'm seeing him everywhere. I'm probably going to return mine because that thing's going to be discounted big time. Also, this Sunday, I think I'm pretty sure you may want to check around. I think this is the Sunday that the re-release of Rogue from X-Men '97. I think some people's been finding them in Target, but they're locked on the street date. I think this Sunday they're releasing that and Wolverine. You may want to get out to Target early when they open up to beat the
'97 Wolverine.
Yeah, the '97 Wolverine and Rogue. I know Big Bad Toy Store has Gambit coming out, re-releasing pretty soon this month, and they have Nightcrawler that already it's up for sale.
Which is weird because I thought the second series was supposed to be coming out soon.
it got delayed for a couple years because the original creator got fired, and they're totally rewriting it and adding more DEI stuff and woke crap, and it's
no,
he
not the
wanted
show
to
itself. Not the show
Oh.
itself. The figures, because they said there was another line that was supposed to be coming out that were based off of that first 97. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, season 2, anything that was going to come out in season 2, which should have been released soon, they scrapped all that. They're redoing season 2. So.
Oh, so that's why they swapped it out with the Marvel vs. Capcom stuff, because that was going to be later on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes sense, dude.
Yeah,
Australia.
I've heard the same thing, Soul Assassin, with Big Bad Toy Store. Like, I haven't really had no major problems with them, but I've heard other people have.
Yeah.
So far, I haven't had any either.
Yeah, the pre-orders is where you could run into issues with them. If they have something in stock, it's pretty good.
Well, I've ran into more problems with Entertainment Earth when it came to pre-orders.
Yeah. But I was saying,
and Soul Assassin, I seen you posted it, but I can't open it during the show. My internet will not allow it. I have to wait until after the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Marvel vs. Capcom stuff. I saw that the 2-pack and it's not supposed to be out, I think, until like October, November. They're already getting them in Australia for Psylocke and Thanos, that 2-pack. And
The Target exclusive, yeah.
Yeah, that figure looks incredible.
I know.
Oh my god, yeah. Even the Thanos looks pretty good, even though he's a reuse. But yeah, still, yeah. Those are.
I may reserve Juggy next week.
Where is he an exclusive to?
Amazon, I think.
Shit.
But Big Bad Toy Store has all the sets except Psylocke. Yeah, so they may have him too, but he's going to be like $70 probably.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's something else though. But yeah. So who wants to go next, guys?
Adam, did you have anything you want to show off real quick, or?
My mouse is messed up. Sorry about that. Merman here in the bowl saying hello. That's why I threw that in there, because I'm sorry. Does that not look like a face Merman would make? Like
it does.
It's just hamburger in the bowl, man. You know, little Worcestershire sauce and seasoning and whatnot, and you just let it sit in the fridge. But I thought it was hilarious, and I'm glad that you guys see the merman in my hamburgers.
I need glasses. I thought those were donuts.
Yeah, for a sec I thought that too.
I'm just trying to get my stupid mouse to work here. There we go. Come on.
We lost Tommy.
Come on, mouse.
He's in the back. Tommy, you want me to pull you in? Oh, there he is.
It's the internet, as always.
Gotcha. So I've got a bad mouse. Tommy's got interwebs. So here we go. We've got some, just another nice shot here of a couple of the actual old school Transformers mixed in with a bobblehead here next to the chat, of course, and wannabe Transformer, because the tank, I don't even know what the hell, it looks like Megatron, but it's not. But everything else is pretty much legit except for the wannabe Laserbeak. But what do you think of that alignment there, Vinny?
They look cool.
Especially like how he kind of would be going to go into before transforming into the cassette, right? That's what I was going for. So you think the shot's pretty decent for what it is?
Yeah, I like them. They look cool.
Yeah, I was like, the tank one, he's kind of got that lean, like I don't belong here, but I am Megatron. And then Galvatron's just like, yeah,
no. What line was that one? That green tank?
I have no clue, bro. I just ended up getting it at a garage sale for like $1.
Oh, sweet.
Like a long time ago. And like, I don't even know if he's transformed right. I never looked into it. And then
it looks like a face from here. The eyes, the nose, and the mouth, right?
Yep. But it's just like, I don't know, dude. It's like, to me, I have fun with the collectibles we have, and just being Collectable Past. That's why this shot, I threw it on a minute ago too. The one all the way to the left, right above my name, That's the Scion X Beat version 2. I don't know his name. And above, I have the Autobot, which is one that's transformed and one that is still in the box mint. But Soundwave, that's the one that Tommy sent me. And then, of course, there's the Megatron we both have, you know. And a guy at a CNC factory cut out that Decepticon logo for me at work one night. And again, it's just, and then on top of Galvatron's cannon, it's just like a dragon head, but I thought it was kind of cool looking.
Oh, that's what that, I was trying to figure out what the hell that was.
Yeah, Neil pointed it out when he saw it. He goes, wait a minute, is that, I go, oh no, that was just me being creative for a photo that I'm going to show, which now I'm showing said photo.
Excellent.
But yeah, just having fun with the some of the toys that we, you know, have, and just showing off what you can do with stuff. You know, again, this is just an iPhone with a, you know, the camera on the phone and a little bit of free time and having fun, as I always try to do, you know. But yeah, that's what I got for right now, because my mouse is froze, so I can't do anything else.
Oh man.
But it's okay, because I can mute myself. Watch, look.
Well, they look pretty cool. At least you got to show something.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. It's always good to get the setups going. I wish I had space to do setups. Yeah, Chris was talking about the hamburger. Looks like what he leaves in the bowl. He spends a long time in the bathroom playing on the phone. Damn it, Chris. Damn it. We lost Adam again. We're all having problems tonight. You ever see? Yeah, we've talked about them. I hate those damn things. I can't stand them. You're not playing with them at all. Yeah, they're just voice activated. And especially for the price tag, and considering where they came from it started with a third-party company and made the Optimus Prime one, and then Hasbro seen them making all this money, and they more than doubled the damn price of it just to throw official Transformers logos and shit on it. Like, it just actually it was more than double. It was like over triple the price of the original one, because I think the original one was only about $150 to buy before Transformers freaking licensed that off. It was like insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. By calling him sit, right? Trash, bro. But guys, we're gonna step away for just a moment. We're gonna have a commercial break, and we will be right back. Enjoy some old school commercials.
I am your Professor Indy of the Guinea Pig Collective. Welcome to Toys from Bygone Eras.
You are witnessing one of the most exciting inventions of a lifetime. Jimmy Jet, the amazing new toy that puts you in the pilot seat. The throttle makes Jimmy Jet slow down or speed up. Jimmy Jet, with the exciting moving picture screen, makes you feel you can fly, fly, fly. Jimmy Jet, sold at food markets only.
3, 2, 1, blast off! She's up! Come in ideal countdown control. Ready for second launching.
Atlas moving into position.
Fuel her up.
All set.
Count down.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! There she goes!
Yes, you can be in command of your own ideal countdown. It's a real electronic missile base. You sit at the controls and move missiles into place. You count down. You blast off. You track the flight. The ideal countdown comes complete with moon missile and lunar probe, as well as the giant Atlas. Get your electronic ideal countdown now, wherever good toys are.
He's coming. It's King Zor. King Zor, the fighting dinosaur. He's on a rampage. Aim your dinosaur gun. Quick, hit his tail. Fire! King Zor is fighting mad. He's backing up to put you off guard. He's turning toward you. Look out! He's firing missiles. Each time you hit his tail, King Zor, the dinosaur, fights back. He never gives up. Nothing stops King Zor. When he hits his tongue, he backs up and turns away, ready to fight again. There's never been a fighting dinosaur like King Zor. Get King Zor complete with 5 missiles, 5 darts, and a dinosaur gun. Be ready for King Zor. He's ready for you.
Thank you for joining us, and remember, if it's not being done by a pig, it's not worth watching.
Nice.
Everybody needs a backup tongue. yeah, we do need toys like that again. I'm telling you, I've said it over and over again. I'm always in awe looking at some of these things and the stuff that they were doing way back then. I mean, you're talking about stuff like 50s, 60s, and 70s. Like they were doing crazy shit like that back then.
Yep.
Into the DA kids, that's crash toys, right?
Those had to cost a lot of money to make certain things like that, and a good chunk of those figures had metal parts and things all over. They're not just plastic.
We was Kang Zor and shit.
Shit. It is Juneteenth.
But I'm going to get into the next review. I had Stripe help me out with this one, two-parter for this one. So digging something out. I haven't done a review on a NECA figure in a while. So we went in the back, some of the ones that were sitting in the back that we haven't reviewed yet, and we dug out this guy. Why am I showing this one off and not waiting until later? Well, because we just had one of these days pass recently, and you'll get it the minute this plays.
And we are hanging out with Stripe. Oh, the horror icon pig just got brushed out there in your Stripe because you made a mess of your hair yet again. We are hanging out with Stripe because it's horror figure related time. So what are we going to be taking a look at this time from NECA? Something had it in the back for a while. We will be taking a look at Jason from Freddy vs. Jason. There we go with the box. Let it spin around, take a look at it. Showing off the figure on the back. This one looks pretty cool. Inside the package, there you go. That's what you got going on. So let's go ahead. We're going to get this out. And Stripe is ready to take over.
It is I, Stripe, the horror icon pig, showing off this Jason figure from Freddy vs. Jason. So here we go again with NECA. NECA and their tried and true, let's make sure one leg is longer than the other nonsense. How many years have you been in business, NECA? And you still cannot get this right. And it's not just horror franchise figures, it's damn near every figure that they produce. They always seem to have that same problem where they just can't get it right. There's no excuse for this whatsoever. NECA, do better. So here we go, we're taking a look at his mask. The mask does come off. He has 3 different masks, this being one of them that comes pre-packaged. Here we go with him in a bit of a pose. He does have the turn right there at the elbow, so you can get a little bit more movement in the hand, and of course all the way up in the shoulders. The head has a fair amount of movement in this. Looks up and down, side to side. You get tons of movement in this head. The torso also has a diaphragm cut in there. Now, because of all the rubber goods that are on them, it makes it a little difficult. But if you play with it enough, you can start getting that entire midsection to move around. Here we go with his other mask, the bloody version, and his machete. Got him in another pose right here. That's how we're going to do it. Show a lot of different poses. Checking out all the detailing on the figure. The detailing on this figure does look really nice. I can't complain with that. It looks really, really good. They didn't skimp there.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Yeah, I like this one. I reviewed him as well. I know you got another part to it, but yeah, overall, it is still really nice. The club foot thing there, the one leg look on the other. I don't know why they just do that.
And then the platform shoes.
Like I said, I've said before, a lot of times they fully sculpt the figure in a fixed pose, and then they put the cuts in them, and that usually is the reason why they have one leg longer than the other.
Yeah.
Just laziness. Real quick, DJ Play Nice was commenting on the commercial break. Yeah, and food markets only. It was interesting. Do you know of any others that were marketed that way by that company or something? Yeah, I've shown off quite a few where they said it was in food markets only. It's kind of funny when you think about it, but I mean, that's the way they used to do things back then.
Yeah.
All black rubbery plastic with a lot of painting, doing detail. Yeah, so the top cloak and everything, that's all rubber, like the shirt and the cloak, jacket and everything. The rest of it's plastic.
Yeah, it is thicker though. It's not like it's a flimsy kind of rubbery material. Like it's sturdy as shit.
Yeah, it's decent. And in case anybody didn't catch it, that's because we just had a Friday the 13th that passed. That's why this guy wound up getting filmed. But I'm going to jump into the second part, final breakdowns and all the other good stuff that's in there, showing off the rest of his accessories and any other discussion we want to have, and we can have before we move on to the next thing. So here we go.
I wish they made the Freddy with this one.
Yeah, it's such a miss that they didn't, but
I know.
That's NECA for you, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
Now, back to our program.
And here we go with his fire effect for his machete. We dim the lights and you can see that thing will light up really nice if you have a nice LED light to put behind it. And even without it, you can definitely catch that fire effect on the end of that machete. And here we go with his other machete. Yes, he comes with two machetes. One is just bloodied up where the other one was just plain rusted metal. Not bad. I don't know if they really needed a second one with blood, but okay, I'm not complaining. And here we go. We got Jason sitting on a barrel taking a look at his teddy bear. And you can see he also does have the turn, just like in the arm. He has it down at the knee because both the arm and the knees, they don't get much movement. But here's his teddy bear. You can see a little indentation for where his thumb goes on it when he's holding it. And this is a bit of a Easter egg because Ken Kersinger, who played Jason in this one, was caught holding a teddy bear, and that's where the teddy bear comes from. Now, looking at the third mask right here, you can see that it pulled apart. They really did not mold this very well to fit on the head, and it just popped right off. A little bit of glue, and I'm sure I can get it back on, but once again, something that shouldn't happen. Quality control. So let's get a quick look at that third mask. This is the slashed up version of Jason's mask from Freddy's Claws. And now we're into the final wrap up about this figure. While this figure has a lot going for it in way of detail, there are tons of misses on this one, and this is in the way of quality control. Number one, the articulation is pretty bad. You don't even get a full 90-degree turn on the knees or the elbows. Adding the swivels on there does help a little bit, but it doesn't take away from the piss poor joints that are in those elbows and knees. The same thing with the hips. You don't get tons of movement, and then you get down to the rockers at the feet. The rockers at the feet are absolutely horrendous. Because of the way the pants are designed, you cannot get full rock or tilt out of those damn feet. And then there's the problem with the mask coming apart. Bad things all the way around, and let's not forget to mention that he's got some kind of leg dysmorphia with one leg longer than the other. The best I can give this one is 6.5 out of 10. Thank you for joining me, Stripe, the horror icon pig. Remember, hit like and subscribe.
He wasn't a very good swimmer.
Yeah, yours had a lot of QC issues. Mine, not so much. It was just the leg length. I had no problems with the straps or anything like that. But this figure, it is an older one, and they released them, I think, 3 different times. So that's also comes into play. He's not a brand new mold or anything.
Yeah, and you know,
yeah,
not
to defend them, but yeah, just being fair about it.
And Soul Assassin said same must be an older figure. The articulation looks limited. I know I bought this one probably like 3 years ago or 4 years ago or whatever. But here's the thing with NECA. They could take these figures. They've already had these figures. The molds are sitting right there. They could add things to it, change it so the articulation's a little better. They're just lazy. They won't do it. They just keep re-releasing the same shit.
They've done it with a handful of characters. They've done it with some Terminator shit where they did remold the whole crotch area so that they could have movement in the upper thighs and stuff. They have done that before. I don't know why they skimped out on a character like this, especially all the versions that they've done. The horror ones, they sell for these companies if done right. So I don't understand why they never happen. Like I said, the same thing with the Freddy situation. They even designed the box to face off against Freddy, because if you see the front of it, he's looking in that direction like the movie posters did. How do you leave that out, especially with as much money as they pull in on the Freddy figures as well? See, like you said, they got lazy, or they didn't want to, get the rights back for this film or something. I don't know. Something was wrong here all around.
Trina.
What's that?
I think he was saying China.
Oh, China.
Yeah, I said China. China. It was because where it's made, China.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Poor quality control, as you said earlier, though, Tommy.
Yeah, it's just a shame. Yeah, and I heard about that, Chris, where they were talking about Pinhead. I'm kind of, but there was rights issues again. That's the same thing that they had with Ash, because originally they were going to have Ash in it as well, but rights issues and
it was
who's going to win.
Yeah, the argument is because Ash was supposed to win, and none of the other studios wanted that. So it's like, well, he's the one guy who's actually human, so why do you not have him win? He's the guy who's supposed to win. So, but it is what it is.
Yeah, piss poor quality control. It really is, and it's a shame. Like I said, the figure itself, like all the detailing work, looks great.
Looks fantastic.
He didn't come with a ton of accessories, but you don't necessarily need it for this one. In that movie, he didn't use a whole lot of different shit, so I didn't have a problem with that. The Easter egg teddy bear thing from a picture they snapped the Cursinger on the set when he was holding a teddy bear. I think that's interesting. It's cool. Does it necessarily have anything to do with the movie other than filming? No. And unless somebody knew that little bit of trivia, they probably would never understand why he came with the teddy bear. But the quality control, especially like the legs thing, is just a constant problem with them with like many damn figures. And the fact that strap broke off that thing, like that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And like in designing that thing, like how do you put rockers and tilt in the feet, but make the pant legs come down so far that you can't even utilize them? Like that's just stupidity.
Yeah, they've done that with a few of their other figures too, where they give them the ball joint and then the cuff of the pants is sculpted incorrectly, so you get no movement. It's like, okay, then what was the point of even doing the ball joint?
Yep.
Retail.
There's a few of the Predators that they've re-released that they're not bad as far as posability. They're not bad. They're better than Jason is. I mean, hell, Frankenstein I think had more posability than Jason.
Frankenstein has more posability than some Spider-Man figures. He could do splits. Yeah, I was really impressed with the thing. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow. And Frankenstein's supposed to be, or Frankenstein's monster. He's supposed to be like, moving like he's all stiff. So it's hilarious.
Stiff.
Yeah, he's moving stiff like Shifty watching Next Generation staring at the end of Troy.
Right.
Hey, that's just Shifty.
Deanna Troy, get the flock out of here. Hold on, let me get unfroze again.
More like to Paul.
So you were talking earlier. So I'm not a big fan of the '97 reboot crap. Didn't watch any of it, but ETEP did send me the Cyclops. And that's pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie. For the little size he is.
97 was good, Adam. It was actually good.
I know, but I was happy with how it ended, and that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah.
But I still like the figure. I don't care. It's pretty. It reminds me of the older ones that we had back in the day.
They forgot to color his underwear there.
Right. But for the little figure that he is, I think he's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, those little ones were pretty sweet.
Yeah, and I've got actually, oh God, I do apologize, but you got to look at Popeye because
Popeye's awesome. That sure is killer.
Those smaller figures. Yep. So those smaller figures, they had a big pack of them. It was Storm, Cyclops, Gambit. Like it was a whole pack. I think it was like 5 different figures in it, and they were selling for $20 at, I think it was Ross at one point.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Nice.
I mean, you know, come on, you've got them, you know, so you can. And again, you know me and the tater heads. What's wrong with an American tater?
Nothing.
Giggity. So I have, this is really cool. So I got to hang out with Nelson, Neil, and he had, you know, it was Father's Day weekend and everything. We hooked up Saturday, and Sunday was Father's Day, and he had gotten me a couple Hot Wheels, which I had not had, which I thought these were pretty, you know, you guys know, and a bit Vinnie, Tommy, you guys have sent me ones I didn't have either.
Yep.
Same with Neil. These are so cool. You know, you would think it's just the you know, 89, but no. Yeah.
Oh wow. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
I think that's the, remember I said, because the one that Adam just showed off previous to that is the one I just picked up, and I said there was another one. I think that one I have. The other one I think is the other one that I seen in one of my stores.
No. I know which one you were talking about because I ended up seeing it too. It has the one big fin. It's all black with red windows and shit. I know the one you're talking about, Tommy. I did see that one. This one I have not seen in stores.
Yeah, I know, right? Like,
yeah,
so,
that's 89 with the new paint job.
Yeah, it's pretty sick, man. And then we've got even better with
nice
gold.
Oh shit, nice.
Yeah,
very cool, man.
There it is.
Yeah, Tommy found me the one from the Arkham Knight games that has like some gold trim on it too, or some.
Yeah, I mean, because I've got so many of them over there, so I was unprepared. As you know, I was on the phone and dealing with the roofing, and then this was the creme de la creme. You know, in my opinion, again. There you go with the black and red.
That's the 89 one too.
This is it just says Batmobile on it because it really. It's like the 89 painted like the 66.
Okay. Oh, nice.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get the reflection. But yes, to answer your question, it is an 89, but it is painted like my favorite, the 66, which I should have grabbed one of them and, you know, compared them.
That is cool.
But yeah, it was, I've got a cheat. Where's the one Tommy sent me? Local Gadget Arms. Yeah. Whew, that was a stretch, yo. But yeah.
Yeah. Excellent.
So the one you got me, Tommy. So yeah, man, like it again, it's not much. I don't have any other, you know, stuff. The Transformer thing, Tommy, that was another one specifically, you know, done for you because all the Transformer love you've been, you know, since I met you. But everything, you know, just recently you've been doing, and I wanted to, you know, share, especially the piece you sent me, and you know, have it up there with just the Transformers all by themselves and just, you know, have a nice shot to show off here. And, you know, again, that was thanks to you with sending me the Transformer, but doing these shows and sticking with it. Cause again, this is awesome to be able to show off what we have, whether it's be a picture, brand new, older stuff, you know, some of the stuff Shifty's been sharing with his mod, some of the stuff we've all been modding. Yeah, we didn't really have a lot of this until you came in our circle and was wanting to do this stuff, you know. So again, thank you for this.
Yeah, man.
No. Thank you for being here and being part of it. And you know, I'm glad that you liked the stuff that I sent you. And I'm glad that Soundwave arrived in one piece. I mean, you know how much we could trust the postal services nowadays. Son of bitches. Right. I think I would trust the postal service more if they went back to freaking horses. Be honest.
Yeah.
You want Kevin Costner delivering your mail?
Yeah, why not? I think it sounds pretty good.
Oh shit!
But I'm getting ready to hand it off to one of you guys. I got one more thing I'm going to play, and I'm going to hand it over to whoever's got anything next. But I'm gonna bring one more out of the dustbin of toy history, and let's see how many of you guys recognize this one.
How you can
Greetings, humans. This is Indy. Welcome back to Toys from the Past. So on today's Toys from the Past, we'll be talking about 1987's Spiral Zone. Now, Spiral Zone was an American science fiction animated series produced by Atlantic Kushner Loke. Spiral Zone was originally animated by Japanese studio Visual 80 as well as South Korean studio ACOM. It is based in part from a toy line made by Bandai. Now, the series focused on an international group of soldiers fighting to free the world from a scientist who controls much of Earth's surface. It only ran for one season with a total count of 65 episodes. Now, originally Bandai had been producing these toys, but Tonka acquired the license from Bandai and created a different treatment to the series, plus a short-lived toy line. In the year 2007, a brilliant but twisted military scientist named Dr. James Bent uses a neon military space shuttle to drop his deadly zone generators across half of the Earth, thus creating a region called the Spiral Zone due to its shape. Now millions of people are trapped in the dark mist of the Spiral Zone and transformed into zoners with lifeless yellow eyes and strange red patches on their skin because they have no will to resist Dr. James Bent, now known as the Overlord. He makes them his slave army and controls them from the Chrysler Building in New York City. His followers are known as the Black Widows. Overlord seeks to conquer the world by bringing everyone under control with the zone generators. And the zones, well, they feed off human energy, which is why Overlord does not kill anyone inside. Now, with major cities zoned, the nations of the world put aside their own differences to fight the Black Widows. However, only 5 soldiers using special suits to protect themselves from the zone could do it. The figures themselves were of the 6-inch variety and came with many cloth goods on them. Also, weapons and gear that went over top of the cloth good were available on the Spiral Zone figures. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention when Tonka took over in 1986 to reimagine Spiral Zone from the original Japanese and Bandai toy line, which was out in 1985. In 87, they released Spiral Zone on VHS with 2 episodes per tape, but only 3 tapes were produced before the series was canceled. Do you guys remember Spiral Zone? Thank you for joining me, Indy, on this episode of Toys from the Past.
What the hell is even that?
Yeah. What?
Never heard of it.
Nope.
I got you. Not once, but twice.
Twice in one episode. Holy shit.
What?
Yeah, Tonka, though. Think about that, though. Tonka, like, especially back then, they were still known for big metal toy trucks, and here they are producing almost like Mego-sized figures with cloth goods and everything like that. Don't get me wrong. Looking up all the figures and everything, they did look really freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it was just Tonka. I don't know if it was bad timing or whatever. But, yeah, these once Tonka acquired, it did not last very long at all.
Yeah. Pretty cool, though, man. Pretty cool to see.
Yeah. It's a very interesting story, and the animation in it didn't look half bad. I was really surprised at how short-lived it was under Tonka, though. Like, I mean, 3 2-episode tapes, that was it. Like, and the other one ran for, 65 episodes over in Japan.
Wow.
In a single season, no less. You know, I mean,
yeah.
What a difference. What a difference.
Yeah, the last time I seen shit like that, where they made that many of them, were like Thundercats. You get like the 65 episodes in a season. That's wild.
Crazy.
But yeah, that was the last of the old school stuff, I do believe. No, I got something else afterwards for later. But yeah, back over one of you guys.
Yeah, Shifty, you got anything tonight?
Yeah, I got something. I didn't really buy much this week, and I picked something up I really didn't want to get, but When I got into collecting again last year, I went hardcore on Star Wars figures. Then I got into the towards, and then I fell off Star Wars like hardcore. Like the only Star Wars figures I was picking up was the $5 figures at Ollie's and Ross. But here let me see where my camera settings are. Let's see, start cam blue. Okay, Embigamy. Okay, so I was over at Walmart and I saw this in the clearance section, and I was like, I need to get this at some point, so I might as well get it for $20. It's weird that it was $20 because this just came out here recently. It's the episode 3 re-release of Count Dooku. I don't have Dooku in my collection, so I picked them up. And I'm kind of glad I did now that I've looked at the prices on eBay, because this guy's going for $30 to $40. And the original version is like in the 50s. Supposedly this guy here isn't as good as the one that came out in 2020. The paint application on the face, they say don't look as good, but I think he looks great. I think
it looks just like him.
Yeah, and they say this one has a longer cape, and Dooku's supposed to have a short cape, and the original figure had a short cape. So there are minor nitpicks, and they say this is not as good, but I think he looks fine, especially for 20, and considering what he's going for. It's weird though. Like I said, this line just came out a few months ago because the 30th or 20th anniversary for episode 3, and they clearanced out all these, right? But they have peg warmers from like 4 years ago, Lando, Ewok Village Leia, just sitting on the shelves at Walmart. Every Walmart you see, and they're not moving. I mean, they'll ship some to Ollie's or something, but man, I don't know why something just came out as clearance that they're keeping all those others. I don't understand it. It makes no sense. But I've got it added to my collection. Also, I found me a Guns N' Roses t-shirt for $5, so that's cool.
Nice.
So wait, was that the 6 or was that the 3 3/4?
This is the 6-inch, the black series.
Okay, because that casing looks just like the old school 3 3/4 figures that they did back in the day.
Every time they
bucks, that's a score, bro. That looked good next to. I have his lightsaber, the Black Series lightsaber, because I had to get it. I was like, you know what? They didn't make very many of the Master Replica ones, and when they came out with the Black Series, hell yeah, I got it. So yeah, when I'm sitting here looking at this, because hell yeah, I'd pay damn near $40 for that.
Well, check your Walmart; they may have them because
No, and again, thank you, because you're the fact that you're looking at it, because again, you're gonna if there's something wrong with it, you're not gonna hold back. So thank you, because now I know what to look for. So because that's gonna look nice next to my lightsaber. So now I have something to hunt for tomorrow. Thank you, my friend.
That's cool. Yeah.
Every time they have a anniversary, they go and put the old packaging on it. They did it for the Phantom Menace. They actually brought back the old 99 packaging, and they've recycled the old Kenner packaging for the original trilogy and everything. So they always do something special for the anniversaries. Oh, and before I turn the camera off, I just wanted to show you this, Vinnie. This is why they include that hand.
Yeah, and that's also incorrect. That's a Greg Land drawing, and that guy is god-awful, and he tries to trace over photographs, and he always fucks it up.
But it's iconic, though. It's iconic for Gene.
To me, it's not. It's iconically wrong.
Well, I disagree.
That's my opinion.
I disagree.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all right.
That's all I got. Yeah, I didn't buy any towards this week. I know it's a shock. Actually, I was. Yeah.
No, don't pull it up. There's no towards to be shown, so don't.
Yeah,
don't.
But he mentioned it.
Damn it, Tommy! Why are you doing that?
What do you mean? There's no towards to be shown? I just said my computer was jacked. I didn't say I was done.
Big Bad Toy Store.
Okay, well then I guess we got to pull it up.
A Big Bad Toy Store. They have a sale this week on GI Joes. I made I may dip my toe into the water
Right.
there. They're $20 for a lot of figures. They got like Beachhead and Shockwave, and both versions of Storm Shadow are $20. They got some real nice ones, so I may have to pick up some. But I really don't want to go hard on that, but I may have to at some point.
You might have to go hard on that.
I gotta ask Adam,
Hey,
how many Christopher Reeves heads do you have, by the way?
A few.
Holy shit!
Only two?
Not.
No.
I was gonna make an army out of the Lex Luthors.
Right.
It was gonna
Oh
be
my
my
God.
cyborg army, and then the damn figures kept falling apart, and it pissed me off. Like what happened to you, and I'm like, man, that's bullshit. So I've got the heads, and I was like, it'd be funny to put him in Batman, Lex suit, And I was getting them for a good price, and then the asshole started raising the price. And I'm like, you sons of bitches are taking away my fun, because I was having fun getting different ones to throw his head on. But again, I mean, the collection. This is one of the older pictures. When I go to the phone to show off the cars and stuff here in a minute, and when I jump out and come back in. But yeah, again, these are some of the favorite shots that I got from the phone. I miss photography and doing shit like this.
Yeah.
Now again, another thing with Tommy, bringing this back, bringing it to, we got Two-Face over here. He wants to know, heads or tails, surprise, MNF'er. But I mean, a good lineup with a lot of Christopher Reeves. And I mean, look at how happy the Joker looks. He killed Lex, both versions. Yeah. The fear in the face of the Patton Batman. Look at the way it looks. Like, tell me that's not fear in young Pattinson's face. Like, holy shit, you just killed everything. And again, all I did was happily and soberly take a photo, and then I'm sharing it with you. The things because I see everything just out of one eye. Don't forget. And I'm taking a photo trying to capture all of this. I don't always get it, but like this here, to me, this is the perfect shot. We have Two-Face. You got two penguins, Christopher Reeves going, hey, look at me. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that with Tords. Because he can't get it right, so I'm going to make it, right and have fun with it.
That's funny.
Isn't that what we're supposed to do with these things?
Yeah,
man?
dude. Yeah, your setups are always fun.
I mean, I go all out here, man. I got a mannequin that can be almost 7 feet tall. I got this wall of art behind me. Many versions of said wall of art behind me. I mean, this isn't like just one day he decided to do this. I've been doing this for years.
No, it's great stuff.
Doing this stuff right here, Transformers. We love Transformers.
Yep.
Just wait till I got the lightsabers out here in some of these views, And again, it's the room changing here and there, things that have been added, And again, one of the coolest things, like right here, even Trina was giggling because the way Bane's holding Batman's head, I thought that was hilarious. All the way to what we are, being united here, whether it's, me on the roof or after almost a decade of being injured and finally being able to get on the roof, and feel like myself, or doing something like this to just kind of share with Tommy again, piece that he sent me, pieces I picked up throughout the years and whatnot, the love for the Transformers that we all still have. The gentleman I met today having a blast. They got to see himself as my avatar, as he's learning English, listening to you guys talk about toys at the beginning of the show, made his freaking night. It doesn't get any better than this, having collector friends that like to show off everything, And I'm sorry, I'm not going to give it up. You want to know why? Because I'm a Toys R Us kids, boys and girls.
Yep.
Very cool, man.
I don't want to grow up. I got friends that collect and friends that have battle bots and guinea pigs and Vinnie making art and showing off stuff. And again, all of us I don't care. We put the fun in dysfunctional, as I've said.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's an almost 50-year-old, 9-year-old.
Yeah. Oh, if you guys want to see something fun, I got something really cool.
Yeah. And again, thank you for letting me show off what's on the PC.
Dude, of course,
Thanks,
brother.
Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, brother.
I got a phone. I did a DIY project here, kind of a mod. So if you guys are Spider-Man fans, well, you're going to love this and something that you could do. It's pretty easy to do.
Making some of the coolest spaghetti webbing for a Spider-Man figure. I'm going to show you that. Stay tuned. Oh, don't forget, it's also very posable too. I'm Vinnie Art. I am a former lead designer at McFarlane Toys and a comic book creator. And yeah, I'm going to tell you guys what you need. And you're going to need some kind of pliers with a wire cutter part, which is right there. That'll work just fine. And here is some copper wire. Do it yourself. This is 22 gauge. And it is the silver version. So you can get this over at Walmart. That's where I picked this up. They have all different colors. So if you want black, if you got the black suited Spider-Man and you want more like Venom stuff, even though he did have something similar to white or silver. But if you want to do that, you can still do that. They have different sizes. The thinner it is, the more pliable it's going to be. Because some of these things, again, test them in the store, see if you could actually bend them properly. Because some of these things are pretty tough. And you might have bigger issues. But what I've noticed is the 22 gauge is pretty damn perfect for this. So I'll show you how to do it. So get a good length that you need or that you want. And then just clip off a piece. Then get another piece that's maybe a little bit longer than it. Clip off that. So you have two pieces now that are going to be roughly the same size. Maybe one just a little bit longer than the other. Then what you're going to want to do is make a tiny little loop on one end of it. Because what you're going to end up doing is slipping it onto the wrist peg. And then, well, it depends if you want it in the open hand or if you want it like from the thwipping hand. If you want it from the thwipping hand, you're going to want to make a loop like that regardless. Then what you're going to want to do is start twisting the second piece as close as you could and pinch it so that it locks in. And then use the easy and fun part. Now you just start making more kind of looping twists as tight as you could. And then shoot off into another, create a little bit of space with your finger, and then pinch in here. You can get it closer if you like. If you want to create those kind of like little knots, is what it looks like. So you kind of have something going like that already. Kind of how to do it. And it's pretty cool. And since it is metal there or copper, whatever it is, you could bend it all, cool kind of have it like all clasped in his hand. So yeah, it's fucking sweet. So pretty damn easy to do. I'll try to pause it again on that. But yeah, so bend it around. You could kind of pinch it into his hand because that version of that Spider-Man figure, he has one. It's like a gripping hand. And yeah, it's perfect for it. And yeah, so the other one is just kind of, it's not as long. There's one I have that's pretty long. That's why I didn't, I just gave you a smaller version of it so you could see how to do it. But yeah, it looks fantastic. So if you want spaghetti webbing, there you go. It was pretty easy.
So Vinnie is saying, Hasbro, pay attention, buy something cheap at Walmart and improve your figures.
Yeah, put it
no,
in there.
He's saying hire me, Vinny, because we'll do it right so that I don't have to show people how to do it on a budget. But at the same time, here's how you do it on a budget.
Pretty much. Yeah, like that wire is like what, between $2 and $3, something like that. So yeah, easy, super easy. If you want to do that with any of your Spider-Man figures, and you could make it as big as you want. But yeah, pretty cool.
Vinny, didn't this start with Wonder Woman's lasso?
Yeah, same stuff. Yep. It works for that as well.
And then there it went from there, and here you are again showing everybody, because you said there's multiple colors, so you could pretty much whatever color of webbing you want.
Yeah. So you can't tell me that don't look like McFarlane style webbing or
oh, dude, all over. And that's one of my favorite styles, as you know. So
yeah,
we all love it.
Yeah, and if like in between like the knotted versions that you have there, the way that you loop it, you could kind of pull it a little bit too, so it looks like it's more up in the air, like, if you really want to do some cool stuff with photography and things like that too. Yeah, and again, it just looks fantastic on the shelf. Because that's the thing that always pissed me off with the Marvel Legends as well, with the whipping hands. They never really gave you a proper piece that attaches. You might have 1 or 2 figures like in 25, 30 years where they have something like it, but it usually looks like shit. So something like this, yeah, you can make it whatever length you want, bend it in whatever shape that you want, and yeah, it works.
Awesome.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
I got something interesting. Vinny might like this. I know Adam will. So it's another two-parter because the pig is always freaking overdoing it.
Okay.
But I got a two-parter, old school toy time. Adam, I'm sure that these are going to be right up your alley, and I hope everybody watching enjoys these too. Always digging through the old stuff, trying to find something interesting to bring up, something that I hopefully haven't shown off before, and I know I haven't shown these ones off before other than a very quick, as I like to call, the old school Adam pan. But here you go with some old school toy time figures.
No pig with us here this time because technically there is no pig that actually covers the kind of toys that we're going to be looking at this time. So we're going to start off with the 1981 Hasbro produced WWE Superstars with Hot Rod Roddy Piper. These ones all came with some kind of action. He had the punching action, which still works. He needs to be cleaned up a little bit. He does have a little bit of yellowing, but other than that, still not too bad looking. And next up from 1996, and this is Jakks Pacific. We got this Mankind figure. I really hated these early Jakks Pacific figures. They look terrible, number one. So he had that little bit of flare-up movement right there in the arm, and he had this lever that, yeah, like, I really don't understand. Well, I guess maybe it was supposed to be a bear hug. Like, I don't know. It's not very good at all. It's kind of goofy. So, other than the bend at the elbow, the hand, the bottom of the arms are rubber. The legs are all soft rubber. So, he had a waist turn and no head movement. So, that was it. Like, really, really goofy. The poses that they put him in, it looked terrible. But that's 96. Continuing on with the Jakks Pacific ones, we have this Undertaker from 97. Another one, the same thing, except this time, the full arms are rubber. The head is rubber, the legs are rubber, and you just have this center crotch piece and torso chest that's plastic. Everything else is just like cheap rubber on there. Even less movement. There's no elbow movement on this one. You just got the arm going up, down. There's no kind of action poses, and the legs just lazily kick up like that. I don't know how they took a step down in 97, but they really did. Now moving to 98, we got a few more 98s. Once again, still Jakks Pacific. This another one. Mostly freaking rubber legs. The arms are plastic now, and along with the torso and everything, but these cheap rubber legs hard to stand. So we got Kane right there. We also got Cactus Jack, but the way that they position the legs and everything, and because the legs are rubber and they kind of warp, they're really difficult to stand. And then we got one more, and this one is a departure from those two. And we got Dude Love. The legs are still the cheap rubber, but this one does bring back the action feature on there. So, let's see if I can get this stupid thing to work. There it goes. So he just kind of does a punching action with the little side lever on the back.
Dude Love has the hand action going. Yeah, that Piper. Yeah, that's the one I had as a kid. I love that Piper figure.
I had almost the whole collection, and I traded them off like a dumbass.
Man.
Good for you. I didn't have
Oh,
shit.
no.
Didn't have none of them. But
Oh, look at the Hot Rod shirt.
I can't get it. And he's up on the wall.
His shirt.
And I got
I thought you would
hot rod
appreciate them.
Vinnie picked up for me, like right there. I'm looking at him and he's gleaming like, "Come get me," and I'm like, "No, motherfucker." It's
Yeah,
not
that-
worth the headache. But
I
you
know.
know you got it for me, and you know I got it. So again, thank you, brother.
Oh yeah, man.
But
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
stick
that-
together for the icon. The
Yeah,
hot
that
rod.
new Piper figure is beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people always talk about, you know, Jack specific, but yeah, you look at a lot of the shit that they did back in the day, and it was trash.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that first line they came out with, I was really pissed off that they went from Hasbro to Jakks, and the quality of figures that first series was terrible. I bought a Bret Hart. As soon as I opened it, all the joints were loose on it. He was just flopping everywhere, and I took it right back into Toys R Us, and I said, I want my money back. And surprisingly, they gave it right back to me. I said, I mean, he's just flopping around here. I mean, this ain't going to cut it. So I quit, collecting wrestling figures for decades after that. You know, they did improve in like the 2000s, but I fell off.
Well, I do wind up getting into some 2000s in the next clip with Jakks, but even then, I mean, it's still, I think compared to a lot of stuff that they're doing now, it's still almost substandard to a lot of that stuff. Yeah. Like, I don't know what it was with that company and why WWE, back then being WWF, why they stuck with them for so long. I mean, quite honestly, Hasbro ones were smaller, but they looked better.
So much better.
There's a whole controversy of why they went to Jakks for the figures. They got into an actual lawsuit about it because it had to do with the video game rights and stuff, and some of the execs were kind of making money off of it, and they had to go to court over that. So yeah,
dirty dealings.
Yeah,
that sucks.
But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to play the second one, see if I can hit some more of those nostalgia feels. I know Adam's ready for it. Well, and let's see if he changes
I got to go run to the damn closet and get another shirt, depending on what you put on.
What you might have to get a few. There might be a few in here you like. All right, here we go.
Here we go with our 99s. Once again, still Jakks specific. I got McFarlane. These ones got a little bit more articulation. They got the movement in the arms. The arms actually flare up a little bit. Waist turn. Usually no head movement. Kick up at the leg, bend at the knee, and they do have ankle pivot on all these things. So yeah, definitely a step up. The only rubber goods really is a little cloak thing on there, so they were definitely improving. Even the look at the face looks a lot better than it used to. So there we go. We got our McFarlane and his outfit. Then we got our American Badass, our biker Undertaker. I don't remember if this one doesn't actually have bends in the elbows or nothing, but he does have turns at the wrist. But he's got the ankle pivots and the knees. Then we got our Ministry of Darkness. Here's another one. He's got wrist instead of elbow turns, but he still has ankles and the waist. And then we got Arcane, which is the exact same thing. One other thing to mention with these, they all have these little things right here, interacted with a WWE Titantron wrestling base, and it actually said phrases and other stuff like that. And in 2000, Jakks specific still. We got this Undertaker. These ones were basically the same as the last year. With that McFarlane, they got the turn at the wrist, the bend at the elbow, the movement up at the arms and everything like that. A little bit of head turn now. The waist, the legs, they didn't flare out or nothing, but a knee bend and of course the movement down in the ankles right there. This is what we got for 2000. Also in 2000, Marvel Entertainment was doing figures for WCW. So we got our Sid Vicious right here. Got the bend at the elbows, the flare up at the shoulders and everything like that. Head turn. But he's got this crazy kicking motion. So I think, yeah, if you put the arms up and the knee, you can actually get him do a double like he's giving somebody a backbreaker.
He needed
In
some
2001, these ones would be the last ones
shin-splitting
we're showing off today. Still Jack specific. We got this version of Kane, and we also have Raven. Once again, these guys had the Titantron things on the bottom right there. I like that Raven. I think it looks pretty good. Not in the best of shape. It looks like his ham's bald or something. Overactive kid with a very, very hungry self. Or maybe, I don't know, an animal, a dog or something like that. Pretty cool. I love the little Punisher shirt that's on him. This Kane one looked kind of weird. I don't know what they were going for with the lean forward head like there. Like, just not very good looking. Like it just looks odd. He looks like he's got super extra long arms.
Yeah, the original old school WWE figures I think were some of the best.
Yeah,
and the LGN ones. Those
Still
Jacks
though,
ones.
Those look a lot better than the first couple of series that they put out. They stepped up their game a lot. You know, they may have issues, but from where they started to where they got right there, those were a huge step up.
No, I mean, I even said it in there. You know, it was a definite improvement, but there were still like a lot of problems. Like that Kane one, that Kane, I don't know what they were going for. Almost like a part hunchback, part Frankenstein look or something with extra long arms. Like it just looked goofy as sin. Like he looked like a mongoloid.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I have. I got one more thing at the end of the show. Adam.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Oh, wait, no, that's
I got
not
that.
it. Oh,
I got that, Hogan.
here it is. I told you he was looking at me
yeah.
the whole time.
Yep.
Looking at me the whole time, talking
That's
to
a
me,
great
saying,
Piper.
show me off. Get off your lazy ass and show me off on Piper.
Right?
You got to see me. Next
Part
to
of me
the
wants to
Savage.
open them up and review them, but part of me doesn't at all. I want to keep them in package.
Well, yeah, man, I get that for sure. Like, you know, okay, here we go.
That's
We'll
awesome.
make it. We'll make it. Oh, since Tommy had to show off the wrestling, so you know we've got a little bit of old school, older time WrestleMania there with Mr. Stone Cold Steve Austin, and of course the Rock's belt, and you know we won't get into him because anyway. Autographed by Steve, by the way, up there. It was part of the video game where the Rock didn't autograph that one. Cheap ass. But Steve, I got the one that was autographed, so that was kind of cool. And of course, the way I see the belts is you know, I started off with one over here, but look at that. You want to talk about a Sid? Yo, we got Sid on the corner, yo. He's on the corner.
Yeah.
Brown hair.
He's hanging out next
Brown
to the
hair.
Hulk where he belongs, you know. And Thor and Spidey.
Oh, that's the blonde hair one.
Yeah.
Is it blonde or brown?
No, blonde. That's
It's
the one I
blonde.
sent them. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, I'm stuck with the brown hair.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
sir.
found two. Yeah, I got one, and then I found another one for Adam.
Yep.
What, a week and a half, 2 weeks later?
These came from Toys R Us, so you know,
Wow.
Legion of Doom, Gold
Nice.
Dust, Triple H back in the old WWF days. Of course, the weather changed, so double-sided sticky tape doesn't always stick. But boy, the dogs ran. It was pretty funny. I ain't gonna lie, shit was hilarious. But again, Austin with the belt that Kane also had, and that's who's missing was Kane, and then the Undertaker, and yeah, we'll get to the other corners. But again, for me, this is perfect. We got Flair, we got Hollywood Hogan, we've got the original Hogan way over there with Mr. T. You know, yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, I got the Hogan as well.
Yeah. But again, to me, the first belt, it was all about that Andre belt in WrestleMania 3, right? Like that was superstars. They had this belt and getting that.
I forgot I had all the little flags on it too.
Yeah. Because that's what
killer.
that type. They just released a Hogan with the gold belt like this, which now I kind of got to go get it.
Oh, that's sweet.
And they released him with the other one that he got with like Angle had, but I don't know. Maybe we'll see. But you know, to the Brothers of Destruction over here, you know, I've got when I met the Undertaker and he signed it. to another one with the American Badass, as Tommy said. Fortunately, I have not met Kane, but I did get this, and it was, COA. So proving that it was. And the one that was missing, of course, Mr. Foley from over there, who I did meet, of course, and get a signature from with my daughter and granddaughter. And this is the title that they have Foley with coming out. Of course, though, Mr. Angle, this belt, which I never liked, but they do have a Hogan with this one now I just saw.
Nice.
With Nelson. And then, of course, we got to come down here to have a nice day with a big-ass Mr. Sacco. And a Savage, and, we got the red light special going on, for those that remember the blue light from Kmart's. But we got some Roman Reigns and Goldberg and other stuff in there, like the Ultimate Warrior, which, he was what he was to when I met Sam Jones. Come on, man. Who doesn't want to see some Flash Gordon? Now, if that's not retro, I don't know what is, Thomas.
Yeah, I play pool with him.
He's a nice guy. Yeah. You were talking about the Arkham games. Now check that out. Ever seen one of those before? Custom made.
That's cool.
Yeah, custom made. And then we have, of course, Batman versus Superman. A little bit of all of the cars. Again with the red. Yeah, and the gray. It's again, I am just so. This used to be, even though we didn't have a lot of money, you could get some cars that were really cool. And these are all in gray. It's sick. Again,
the first Arkham Knight.
There's the Arkham. There it is.
Dude, that's cool.
And my daughter got me a couple of these. Hell, her half-brother won a Joker ball in a quarter machine. Goes, give this to your dad. And, again, that's just awesome. He's in college now. Working in college. But yeah, then we got Batman versus Superman. Some Wonder Woman as well. But I mean, again, this is just the corner wall, man. Then we got all this. I mean, it just
good Lord.
Yeah, man, that's the door. Oh, bro, you haven't even seen the other side. You would have a Shifty Gizm, all right, if you saw the Star Wars room. I think we'd have to make sure that there was some CO2 there for you. But to breathe in, you'd be so exciting. I'm promising you. Now, here's one. Look at this. How do you not? Purple and green. Brent Newman from the UK sent me that. My buddy Utini. And, of course, these are just some of the cool cars I picked up over the years. Because why wouldn't you? Because, Tommy, you were doing the car one and I wasn't able to join because we didn't have internet.
Yeah, we did the Matchbox special, which I'm planning on a Hot Wheels one at some point, too.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I've got, and I don't even have all the cars out by any means, but this is just the ones that are up now. And that's a whole lot of cars and Batman. And, again, though, it's all the stuff. I remember going to Walmart and finding all of these, and all 5 of them. I was like, "Oh, I'm taking them. They're mine."
Oh wow!
But in the Joker cars, even
I know they had
Batman and Robin. I mean, look at this. This is, if you can't tell the love of what these comics and cartoons and animated series and the story and the real storytelling. I mean, I've got a whole room that's filled. Because in a world full of Jokers, be Batman.
That's right, brother.
But I mean, at the end of the day, the animated series meant a lot to me. When have you seen an album that's cut out like this?
That's sweet.
And again, when you open up the cover, this is this one, and that's the backside. And I'm like, I got to display this way. And then some of the other cars.
Holy shit!
Vinnie got that and sent it to me for me. And then, this came from my buddy from the UK. There's the one signed by Tord. I mean, it's not that important. It was kind of cool, though. It's signed by him, at least. you worked for the guy. Yeah. At least, I got a little sign, But, yeah, I mean, it's all the way to what you inspired me to build. As you already know, from your work came my Lego set.
Dude, that's right.
It doesn't get much cooler than that, except for having a 6-foot freaking mannequin in your room with stuff signed by Buff Bagwell. yo, because it does get cool. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you think that's it? Oh, you think that's it? No, that can't be it. I got to move the chair, even though, I mean, because it's all the way down to there. It just keeps going and going and going. It's like the Energizer Bunny, only funnier.
Out of those 3 Riddlers that you had there, which is your favorite one?
Well, definitely not that one.
Uh-huh.
And I really like this one, but I love this one too. So that's the problem. It's, it's kind of, I don't have a favorite because again, we've got the Penguin down here. That's perfect.
Yeah, that one is perfect.
It's just, I've got a lot. Like I'm lucky enough, Ralphie May, when he signed it, the Twins,
Nice.
the Smash Brothers, to my Clayface with the Batman. I think that turned out pretty good for a Batman with no head.
Oh, yeah. Which
Can't
Batmobile
even
was that?
tell. It's in my Migos, which started a lot of this because I like these bigger Migos like that. They just look great.
Adam, which Batmobile was that that's next to the Clayface?
That is the Lego 89.
Nice.
It was all the way together, but pieces have fallen off, and they've been putting with the other Legos. Because back there still is the helicarrier from Avengers in Lego form, but now you can't see it or any of the Legos because all
Holy
the McFarlane. Yeah, they're still. Look, I mean,
Your toy collection is like old school Chicago, where they put the buildings on top of.
Yes, you got it. Finally, somebody got it. And finally, yes, because everything is stacked on. There are my comic books.
She got it.
It's literally everything is stacked on top of something else, but it works because it takes a minute. You've seen this wall personally, Vinny, numerous times be changed. So I mean, it just
screw the towards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Screw the towards. You got TV guides there.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've got all of them. I've got all of them down there because they used to be displayed everywhere, but as everything has changed, and the beat goes on. And the beat goes on, but it's WWF, baby. Mr. Fist, Vince. All the way to Vinnie with my lovely Legos that are right there next to it, to Spider-Man and Spider-Gwen, which never read a Spider-Gwen, to the all-time favorite, as you know, the Man-Bat. I mean, look at this. We've got Vinnie Man-Bat. We've got Lego Man-Bat. Are you ready, boys and girls? Are you sitting down? I hope you're sitting down because we've got the Tord Man-Bat.
Yeah, I like that sculpt. That sculpt is really cool. I wish they would have did something a little bit better with the wings or alternate arms, but the sculpt itself is awesome.
It is. And again, all of this stuff all started, with just a simple little itty bitty, teeny weeny, tiny Trina.
It's all Trina's fault.
And Tommy, because he sent me the Cyclops so that we can. Here we're gonna go to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. Oh no, there's more. Look at that! Holy shit! It all started because Tommy got me the Cyclops so I could end up building Colossus Frank. This is all about the Colossus Frank and the little Juggernaut.
By the way, I saw that Marvel, because they failed so hard on Punisher in the comics, they're bringing him back. And they're doing like a Red Band miniseries where he's going to be ultra violent.
But when it comes to Legos and DC, I mean, you're not going to get much more crammed in here than me. And I was talking about this earlier because we were talking about the Tords, weren't we?
Yeah.
So,
here's
the new kind of setup with some of the different size figures, and of course. This is still pretty much the same because I don't know. That's just a party right there. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're doing, but that looks like fun, doesn't it?
That's cool.
And again, there's a little bit of Vinnie. There's a little bit of Chris, a little bit of Tommy, Jez Oldfield, another old friend, Digital Pollution. When I can take a huge cookie jar and use it with a wallet that Jez sent me to put your card in, to stick it out right there for, I don't know, I think it's cool. Oh, that's what fell. Batman committed baticide. See, he's down here kicking ass to headless Luthers. And his
That one that you
ultimate,
have in your
form.
hand, that one you have in your hand is based off the Capullo line. He's the
Yeah.
Omega
Yes.
Batman.
He's like the third strongest out of all of them, apparently, according to the interwebs that I saw.
He's a pretty cool figure. I thought he did a pretty nice job on him.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the rubbery cape, but yeah, you know, like a clother one or clother. Oh my goodness, cloth one or
They
something.
did a good job capturing him from the book. I mean, the
Yeah, it
storyline
does.
is garbage.
It looks. Well, he was up there. I don't know why he committed baticide. I guess he just wants to. I mean, his foot. You know, it's
weak toe joints maybe.
Yeah, there we go. We'll just kind of. Yeah, that's sway for now. But yeah, I mean, again, to the Frozen, to my little heads. I love coming on here and showing my little heads.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with them eventually.
Yeah, and I mean, again, the Christopher Reeves ring that I have.
That's nice.
You know, we've got Mr. 89, and I mean, how do you not like? It's Sponge Bat. This is hilarious. You know, this is what I do in my free time. Is what can I do to make these guys? No, this is my room. This is what it looks like normally.
Nice.
When I'm playing with my action figures or Legos, because again, this came out of my mind. Figure that one out. Just extra pieces, and you know, I'm like, you know what? There's no rhyme or reason. This was before Dexter. This was before Dexter. I did this.
You're into a lot of decapitation of characters.
Well, you see that they're not. Look, they're eating both light and dark meat. Right? You got to do it right if you're going to do it. Am I not right? I mean,
which you could do.
The Walking Dead.
Do you have a Lex Luthor Lego? You could put his head on the orange jumpsuit and make Hannibal Lecter.
Yes, you are correct. In Lego form. Holy shit, that's hilarious.
There you go.
But again, we've got the old school, the real Superman, Christopher Reeves, you know, pre-Henry Cavill, of course. I think that's Cavill's. I don't know. I'll have to look. But again, it came with the 66 because that actually 66 is a keychain. Oops, sorry. There we go. Better lighting. And again, all the way to the flashlight ones holding lightsabers. That's hilarious. I mean, come on, Shifty. Come on, Shifty. You know. But yeah, I mean, I've got a little bit of everything, you know, from Nicholson, which is one of my favorite Jokers besides, you know, Romero, to what I've done here with some of these. And I mean, we're not even going to get started about how they're all crammed up over here and to go to Never Everland where you got boxes full of them.
Adam, I'm getting a little motion sickness, brother.
Sorry, bud. There we go. But yeah, man, that's it. As you see it, we've got the wrestlings, we've got the Tords, and we've got the clowns. And it's all here for you at your fingertips to enjoy. So thank you, everybody.
Good stuff.
Wow.
Awesome.
And that's one room.
You need to start like having like people come in to look at that stuff, and you could like charge them like a museum or something.
Like a tour.
Right. Yeah, a tour.
That could work.
I mean, you know, if I added another room to the back of my gym, the other garage where the guys were roofing, that was kind of the idea. It's like, here you go. This is much more fun, you know, because we get to do this and show everybody the collections we have. And, you know, again, it is kind of cool to have collector friends again.
Oh, yeah, man.
You know, people that look forward to stuff, even if it's, you know, again, I'm not a fan of the 97, but like Shifty, listening to you, you know, how excited you get. And again, we all love Wolverine and a good Rogue or a good Psylocke, you know, I'm Apocalypse fan as well, man, when it's done right. Age of Apocalypse especially. That's why Tommy, damn you, Tommy, that damn pig, got me getting all those figures. And again, I got really good deals on them. But then it was like the last one or two that like bit you in the ass. But at the end of the day, you still got it for less than retail. Even overpaying for one, you know, like you were saying, when you do it by the numbers, it's like, oh, yeah, well, yeah, then I definitely am paying like $12 a Farland, a Tord.
Yeah.
But again, it all started with one. And then again with Tommy, with the love of the toys and all of us uniting under that, you know, to have the fun here on YouTube and not be mystery tubers and show off our collections with our friends and other people so they can get excited about their collections to show off, and so on.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Real quick, earlier, always DTF had saying about the Spider-Man webbing you were doing. You said you put a little glue on it, give it more of a sticky look.
Yeah, you could do that too if you want.
You could probably the best thing would probably be use like a hot glue, because you move the hot glue around and shit.
Yeah, you can move that around, and if you screw up, you can peel it off.
Well, the glue stick like things that you get hot, right? You know, you put in a little electrical thingy, right?
Yeah. The glue stick gun thing.
Yeah, glue stick gun. Yeah, them thingies.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah, speaking of retro, Manlin, it says saw Indiana Jones: Last Crusade Monday in theater. Yeah, you know what?
Nice.
It's coming soon. 40th anniversary. Jaws. 45th.
Wow.
Yeah, they're re-releasing it in theaters, man. I'd love to be able to see that in theater again.
I hope they clean it up and everything.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they
have
will.
to.
And
so they're going to remove Spielberg from it?
Soul says I'm starting to think that Shaw Cave doubles as a time capsule of epicness. So hot glue and Vaseline. Oh no, Trina's not here. We can't bring up Vaseline right now. I kind of want to see Jaws in theaters. Yeah, so do I. I seen 50th Jaws.
Yeah.
Is
it
it
that's 50th?
It's the 50th.
I'm 45. I'm 45.
Oh yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
75.
Yeah, because the first time I seen it, we were I don't know, stopped like a Circle K or something like that, and they had a little Jaws poster board out in front of the store. They were selling like lottery tickets or something with Jaws on it, but it literally said, anniversary thing. And
I think it's like $2. My brother got one, but he scratched it off. And he goes, I wish I never scratched it off because he goes, it ruins the image.
I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see what they're going to do too, because what they're doing now with all these damn popcorn buckets, like some of the ones they did for Ghostbusters and Beetlejuice with the gravestone and the sandworm and like all that shit. And that they're going to have a big giant shark head one or a boat or something like that. It's going to be just epic.
Yeah, they should.
Popcorn buckets. Yeah. And those aren't even the cool ones like you're talking about. Them are just ones they had at Wally World like a long time ago. By Kong.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, it just keeps going, baby. That's what happens with a real collection.
That was pretty sweet.
Houses, rooms.
That Galactus bucket is huge.
That thing's going for $80.
It's huge.
Yeah. It's ridiculous is what it is.
Oh, did they?
What's that?
Sold out immediately.
Why am I not surprised?
Well, here's one thing I will say, Gap, and I know they did it with Ghostbusters and a few of the other ones. So when they sold out, a lot of these companies like Airmark and a few of the other ones, they re-released the buckets again later on. So there's still a chance to wind up getting it when the movie actually comes out. eBay has buckets for over 100 now. Yeah. Some of them.
I wanted to get an Alien Romulus bucket last year when we went to see it, and the dude there was like, "Oh yeah, we sold them like weeks before the movie even opened." I was like, "What? That's lame."
Yeah, I mean, it was like that, like I said, with Ghostbusters, because they had one for Airmark, and it was different than the ones that they released in some of the other, like Regal and other places like that. So the Airmark one actually had a clear plastic popcorn bucket top that sat into the ghost trap that was clear plastic, and the ghost trap lit up from underneath and lit up the whole clear plastic popcorn bucket. And the one from Regal didn't do that. It was just like a plain ghost trap that opened as its own popcorn, container. I was like, it's kind of cheap compared to the other one. But I know the other one they did do a re-release of it, so I'm sure it's going to be the same thing with Jaws. This time we lost Vinnie.
Soul Assassin, no, I didn't get a bucket. They sold out before I went there to see the movie, and I was asking about the bucket. I wanted to buy one, and they said that they had sold it out like 3 weeks before the movie had even came out. So I was like, out of luck. on that.
Gap says he has it.
Yeah. The one I wanted wasn't the Xenomorph. I wanted the one that was like the containment, canister for the face hugger, and it kind of lit up. That was a rare one. I don't even know what theater that was at, because like you just said, different theater chains had different buckets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bastards.
Oh, Gooner spotted Dune bucket, I'm sure. What did Manley? Manley said they had a Minecraft bucket in Mission Impossible once when I saw Last Crusade this week. Didn't ask the price. Yeah, most of those popcorn buckets are going for $30 or something. And here's the thing: a lot of them, if you're buying it in the theater, they will not give it to you without putting popcorn in. I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
So when I went to see Transformers when they had the 40th in the theaters where they replaying the first 4 episodes of Transformers, they only had, what was it, a Ghostbusters 10, which it looked really cool. I was like, shit, I'll get the Ghostbusters 10. I just had, and she said, well, no, I have to sell it to you with popcorn. I was like, really? Well, maybe I don't want popcorn in it. Like,
Tell them don't put the butter in it. Don't put no butter in it.
What if I'm allergic to popcorn, though?
Dump it out on the floor when you get in the theater.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I mean, when do you tell the customer, oh, you can't buy that, I have to put popcorn in it? No, you don't. Put it in one of them bags, because don't they still got bag? I don't have a theater anymore, and I haven't been there since the last Bad Boys shit movie. But yeah, no, man, that's not cool. You should be able to get it with. But yeah, if anything, then you just got to wash out, like you said, Shifty. Don't get the butter and dump that sumbitch, and they got napkins right there and water. So.
Or you do like Gap did. Gap said he threw a fit and they'll never put popcorn in his bucket anymore. DJ Play Nice, you have a good one, man. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Hope you have a good night.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That is.
Yeah.
Well, they can't ask legally anyway. Like, if you have a mental issue, you're not, you know what I'm saying? So, and again, you know, like if somebody says don't do that, that means don't do that. And then, you know, it's a popcorn. That's as bad as going to Old Country Buffet and asking for biscuits and being told no.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Because, some people like to sit down with biscuits and talk, before ordering. And apparently I heard somebody tried to do that once and was told no. And I'm like, wow, that's rude.
Jeez.
Yeah,
we've come full circle with the biscuits.
Always DTF, you have a good one as well. Thanks for hanging out.
Have a good night, man.
Night.
Yeah, Soul Assassin. Yeah, some of those NECA figures look really nice too, but unfortunately, we're never going to see Birdie.
Yeah, can we get a Linda Carter, please?
Hold on. That's because of the family?
From what I understand, yeah.
That sucks.
Crap.
Yeah, because I know, they have the captain and they got Richard Dreyfuss. They're coming out as the ultimate editions.
Yeah, Quentin. Damn, what the hell is his name in that movie? Don't matter. I know. I've seen the shark. The shark looks okay too, but that's going to be extremely pricey.
Yeah, I heard because they did it like that old school game, like that board game. People said it sucks. It looks good on a shelf, but yeah, it's got its issues. They said.
I hate when they mess it up. There's no need for it. Well, I got one more thing to show off, and then whatever you guys got left. This is another older figure. Vinnie, you reviewed this one before.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I finally decided, okay, today's the day I'm going to pop this sucker out and review it and take a look at it. And I definitely see some things I'm going to do down the road with this, like maybe pretty soon. I don't know, because, well, it needs a little bit of work. But here we go.
Are hanging out with Barnes and G.I. Joe and Battle by Pig, the only pig that felt like coming out, and checking out a toy in person on the table, right, Barnes? Oh, Barnes, you are so magnanimous. So we got Swamp Thing from the DC Multiverse. I know this one's a little bit older, something that's been sitting in the back. We're finally just getting around to it. Swamp Thing DC Rebirth, and there we go with our Swamp Thing on the back. So let's go ahead, let's get this one out of the package and see if it holds up to Barnes scrutiny. And here we go with our Swamp Thing right out of the box. What do you think of that one, Barnes? Huh? What do you think of Swamp Thing? No? Doesn't think much of it?
let's go ahead. We'll put Swamp Thing in a few poses and check that out. Here we go with Swamp Thing in a little bit of pose. You can see all the movement up in the arms, in the elbows, which that's about a 90-degree turn, but there is that twist right there in the elbows as well. I got rock and complete turn in the hands. You got rock and pivot down the feet. You got a knee bend, and you got some movement in the legs, and a little bit of a diaphragm cut and turn at the waist, and a decent head movement on this one. Another pose right here with Swamp Thing. You will see he does actually have a little bit of movement down at the toes as well. And then, of course, he's got his secondary spike plant arm right there. There is a ton of detail on this one. He looks really good, but they definitely got lazy when it came to the paint washes on this thing. There's no real variances in most of the colors. Like 3 basic colors on this whole thing. They could have did a few more paint washes, really made this thing stand out more, which I think I will go back over this with some markers and everything. And here we go with Barnes and Swamp Thing in his final pose, and we're going to give our final thoughts on this one. So for what this one is, it's a much larger figure. I mean, this thing is sitting somewhere around that like 11 to almost 12-inch range. For a larger figure, it does have a fair amount of movement in it. There are some points of articulation in this one that are seriously lacking. It probably could have been better even for a larger toy. I've seen other companies do larger toys like this with 10 times more articulation, and considering how long McFarlane has been doing this, even for something that is a few years old, there really is no excuse. Overall, it looks really good as Swamp Thing, though. I can't really complain too much. I didn't pay full price for this one. I had picked it up, and well, that's why it was sitting in the back so long before I got around to a review, but not a bad looking figure overall. Pretty decent. A few paint washes on this thing to really make all the detailing on it, because there are tons of molded in detail on this that are just not standing out because of the real lazy paint washes that they did on this thing. Not bad for what it is. The best that we can actually give this one, we give this one an 8.5 out of 10. Could have been a few other things that they did with articulation that really could have made this one stand out, even with the loss of paint wash on this one. A little bit more movement in this thing, and this thing would have hit a lot higher of a score. Anyway, guys, we hope you enjoyed this. Barnes, did you have a good time? Of course you did. Later, guys.
Yeah, I really like that figure, but same deal. It's just the paint. He needs more paint apps.
What the hell?
What?
The week you and I don't have any Tords, and Tommy has a Tord. What?
That's a great point. Oh shit!
We're in some alternate reality.
Well, it is an older figure. He didn't get him brand new. He got him back when he came out. But that's funny.
Constantine.
Yeah, because you were showing Swamp Thing, so that's what.
Yep. Yeah, that's the same. Yeah, the Commissioner Gordon body they use, same shit. Except the knee's different.
Yeah, he didn't have the holy knee.
Yeah.
Probably the baggy pants.
No, the legs are the same, just the kneecap was different.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and the head.
Yep. But and then of course the glow in the dark scarecrow. So
Yeah, that looked pretty cool, especially with the blue light.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Whoops. But yeah, that's what I mean, man. Having fun. You should. That Swamp Thing looked really nice. I was debating on getting one to put next to this.
Oh, you don't have him?
No, I do not.
Oh, I thought that's something that you would have snatched up.
No, because I never really collected like these kind of figures or anything till you guys really. I mean, like Swamp Thing, I knew a little bit about from the original movie way back in what was that, 80s or something.
Yep. Bernie Wrightson was drawing those books back in the day.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I didn't find even comic books till the 90s, which was when your ex-boss, was doing Spider-Man and stuff, is when I got into comics. I mean, there were a few ones older and whatnot that I had, but yeah, again, being able to do this though, and I'm happy I'm able to do all the stuff that I can do with
dude,
that I've got and show it off with you guys, and again, just be a collector, show off these cool pieces, find something new. Now I know for sure that that's a good Swamp Thing to get, for a fact, because the pig's not gonna lie.
If
No,
I
no, I mean, I
Swamp
think
Thing,
No.
No, I was going to say, I think Vinny and I were pretty close on the score that we gave this thing to. I mean, there's definitely a few takeaways, and it's going to be like that with most figures. There's always going to be a few small takeaways. I think one of the only figures that I've reviewed in the past year that I had no real takeaways, no complaints was Gears from Transformers. When they did that United Legacy one of Gears, I thought that thing was about as perfect as you can get. Like, it had everything that I could have wanted out of a Gears figure, not only looking like, the cartoon version to an extent, but with all the G1 aesthetics that they did on that thing was like damn near picture perfect. And I know I gave that one a perfect score. I was completely impressed with that. And some of the other ones I was hoping to be impressed, like, I don't know, Studio Series 86 Prime, not quite as much.
That's hilarious.
But it always starts from that place of love for the franchises.
Oh,
sorry,
for sure,
Shifty.
for sure.
if I had that Swamp Thing, I'd be tempted to get Man Thing from the Marvel Legends and just have them side by side fighting each other.
You know what? I seen that one, and I really didn't think that one looked bad. I thought it looked pretty decent.
He looked good. I think I have him completed from. He was a build-away figure back when they did what was it?
Yeah, but they released the version of him from Werewolf by Night.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they got you can just get him. He's not a build-a-figure, but I mean,
I thought that was a tie-in to the Moon Knight series that was released.
Well,
it was from Werewolf by Night, which was really good. It was a Halloween special that was filmed in black and white. They released the color version later on, but the black and white one was really good. They actually had a physical suit. They didn't use CG for him in that special, and it looked awesome. They really did a good job on Man Thing for that special on Disney Plus, but I know you don't like Disney, so.
Yeah, I definitely have my hatred for Disney.
Oh, for sure, dude, for sure. Yeah, with that figure, I believe it's the same release, except they changed the head. I think some of the detailing on it, but yeah, essentially the main body for that, it was originally a build-away figure. I'm trying to. I think it was the Daredevil Punisher stuff.
Okay.
The Netflix. I think it was like the Netflix release or something. Yeah, this is a little while ago. Yeah, Blade. They threw Blade in there. Man Thing was the Build-A-Wave. They had Jessica Jones. There was a bunch of them. But yeah, they basically they essentially used the same figure and changed the head. But yeah, it looked pretty good. Yeah, that's the new packaging for the single release.
Did you ever see the movie?
What movie?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, there was a Man Thing movie.
Early Marvel Studios.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think the movie. Yeah, the movie was okay. It wasn't perfect, but I mean, for what it was all right. I thought it was definitely a more darker version, which is what it should have been. So, and honestly, they didn't even screw up the details of the character that bad. So,
yeah, it's pretty good for something that aired on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, you know how bad they can be sometimes. Woo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. For sure. Yeah. Here's the side by sides. Yeah, so there he was.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like they changed his shoulders too. Because he's got more texturing and stuff.
That's kind of what the engineers should have looked like in Alien. Once they made Prometheus, but they totally Yeah,
they could have done that. Was Man Thing before Swamp Thing?
I forget that one. I think Swamp Thing and Man Thing came out right around the same time.
Mm-hmm. I thought there was like a year apart or something.
Yeah, I think it was less than a year, but I know they were relatively close by when they got released.
Gotcha.
Where a lot of the other ones, where there was definitely a huge time gap release, like say Submariner and Aquaman and stuff like that, then there
Mhm.
wasn't that big of a gap in between Swamp Thing and Man Thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I want to say that was like 83 or 84 the Swamp Thing movie came out, Soul Assassin. I forget exactly. I know it's available on Tubi. I think both 1 and 2 are available on Tubi.
Yeah, that second one is.
Yeah, the second one was pretty bad.
The suit looked good though. His suit did
Yeah,
look
and Heather
good.
Locklear's in it too.
Yeah. Her suit looks great.
God, remember those old Swamp Thing figures that they put out back in the day? I know I have a couple of them. I have one that looks like it's a glow-in-the-dark version of Swamp Thing.
Uh-huh. The
'Cause I
USA
think they
series
did it.
wasn't so bad.
Well, they did a cartoon for it, too, didn't they?
Oh yeah, there was a cartoon, but there was also a live action show on USA.
First one was 81, 82. I knew it was somewhere around there. I thought it was more like 83, 84, but yeah, 81, 82, that sounds right.
HBO Max did a series, and then they moved it to CW. Well, they re-aired it on CW and only got one season. Everybody that watched it said it was pretty good, but yeah, they canceled it fast.
Well, I got the I got the dates here. So Man Thing, it did come out in 1971. That was May of 71, and in July of 71 was Swamp Thing.
Wow,
Yeah, like I said, I knew that they were relatively close by like a few months or something.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Yeah, just like 2 months. That's crazy. But yeah, I watched the TV series. I had gotten it on Blu-ray or something like before the pandemic or somewhere in the start of it. Like I got it pretty cheap. That's the only reason why I got it. I'm like, the trailer looked pretty decent, and then when I watched it, the first couple of episodes were good, and then the rest of it just ass drags, and it looks like they have no idea where they're going with it. So they kind of ruined it. It could have been really good, but he looked great. The way that they did the suit and everything, and the guy who played him, he did a really good job. But it feels like the story was all over the place. Not good.
Okay, Manliness looked it up. The original was not 1982, and the sequel was 1990.
Okay.
The original USA Network series is in the 90s.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that one. I saw the one that was kind of in more recent years with Virginia Madsen. Michael Madsen's sister, she was in it.
I had a crush on her when I was really young. I was like really.
She looked good back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Did Deanna Troy know that you had a crush on her? Was she jealous?
Well, you know.
He's like
I didn't have a huge crush on Deanna Troy. I mean,
He's like,
she was hot, but
he has them in the pit, and he's like this. Shifty's like, it puts the lotion in the basket or gets the hose again.
See, no, I'm a T'Pol guy from Star Trek Enterprise, so that's my girl. I like the Vulcans.
Okay.
A Swamp Thing and Clayface miniseries.
They're making a Clayface movie. They just casted the guy here yesterday, I think.
Well, they're not really pulling the trigger hard on anything until the July shit. Same thing with Marvel. They're both sitting there trying to figure out what's going to happen.
Well, they've already pulled the trigger on Supergirl. It's filmed and ready to go.
Well, that one I know they did. Everything else, they're kind of it's soft green lit because they need to see what the numbers are. If it's not enough, because Clayface is going to be a whole lot of CGI. And it's still weird, and they're going, why would you make that a solo movie? He belongs in a Batman movie. So, like, his decisions are absolutely retarded. I don't know what Gunn thinks he's doing, but yeah.
But
they just separated their divisions too, by the way.
I was going to ask, did you guys have anything else, or?
No, I'm tapped out.
All right.
Yep, I got nothing.
All right, cool. Everybody that's been hanging out with us watching, I hope that you had a good time. I know we did. It's always fun showing off all these things and having a blast with all of you. So I'm going to pass it off to my awesome co-host and they're going to let you know what they got going on. So let's start with.
Hey, Prime! What do you think Megatron's gonna do to Starscream?
Nothing gentle, I would say.
Oh, it's me. Hey, you can find me on YouTube and X, and on Friday nights. Man, I don't know what's going on. Austinator, his channel. We were doing wrestling reviews, but man, wrestling's not good right now. Actually, here's how bad it is. They're dragging Goldberg out, and they're going to put the world title on him next month on Saturday Night's Main Event. That's what's going to happen. So yeah, things aren't good right now. But hey, but supposedly we're going to be reviewing the Alien movies, leading into Alien Earth coming August 12th on FX and Hulu. So stay tuned for that. I'll let you know what's going on. Also on Sundays on Honstar and Chris Knight's channel, The Real Review 3000 and Chaos Central, we do Jackbox games. If you like to play Jackbox, come on over and we'll let you play. Oh, and stay tuned. I sometimes late at night, I play some stuff on PSN. So I've been playing Lego Star Wars. It's not good. The Skywalker Saga. It's not as good as the old games, right? And I got to finish that up. Get on to something else. Oh, thanks for having me. I had a lot of fun.
Cool. Thanks for being here, Shifty. And that was the Doggo Soul Assassin. Doggo makes a lot of noise, so we're gonna pass it on over.
Hey, I'm stuck! I can't transform! Oh! Thanks! I think.
That's you, Adam.
Nope.
Yeah, no, I had to unmute because when it remuted when I was unmuted. But there you are with the black lights. So yeah, that it came with glowing in the dark. That's what it's all about. Yeah. Woohoo! Pretty cool, huh? There's the other.
Yeah,
one.
that looks awesome.
They're nowhere near as cool as what that one was. It's supposed to be glowing in the dark. But yeah, again. Da-da-da-da-da.
Nice.
We'll be hanging out with Vinnie tomorrow, of course. And, just having fun with a black light and closing out the show. But, yeah, again, that's what we're here to do. Have some fun. Look at it glow. Look at it glow. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. I'm hanging out with all this cool stuff that I'm surrounded by. Hanging out with my friends 24/7. Because, again, in a world that's filled with jokers, we need Batman. That's it, man. That's where I will be right here again next Thursday and having fun as we all do every week and every day. So take care, everybody.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Thank you, Adam.
Have a good one, Adam.
You too, gentlemen.
Later.
Now we're going to pass it on over.
Pathetic fools! There's no escape!
There's no escape. Yeah. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking World War III, the end of the world. So come tune in. That's at 5. And if we're still around, we're going to be watching around 8 or 8:30 John Wick 2. So come hang out with us. We'll do like a little watch party thing with that. We did the first one already, and super happy that Slasher loved it. So we're going to be continuing the movies, and it's going to be a fun time. So come tune in, and we'll have some fun. We're going to poke fun at some Netanyahus and stuff, and do a full breakdown of that stuff and why that guy's a lunatic. But awesome. Tonight was fun. I hope you guys had a good time, and thank you, and be safe driving.
Thanks, Vinny. Always blast. And
Anytime,
I guess I'll kick it over to myself.
Not bad for an old timer. Old timer.
Yeah, it is I, the pig himself. Guys, thank you all for joining us. Because spent your time anywhere, chose to spend it here with us, and I hope that you had a blast. We had a blast putting this together. Always have fun doing these toy streams every single week. In the weeks coming ahead, we're going to have some more fun stuff coming up, and I know, like I mentioned earlier during the show, there will eventually be a big dedication to Hot Wheels segment that I'll be putting together. These things take time, unfortunately, especially with crappy internet and Microsoft playing games with my computer. It just, the fun never ends, but somehow we find a way to keep going on and make the shows happen. So thank you all for being here and being a part of this. Of course, thanks to everybody who's been on panel tonight. And for the people that are normally here with us, thank you for always being part of this show when you're able to come on. As I always say, it's an open door. You guys can come in whenever you want. There's no mandatory you have to be here, but I always appreciate your time when you can spend it here. So, guys, until next week, hope that you all have a good one. Later, y'all.
You better run, Mojito.
You what? I thought you said don't move.
That was before. Now, you run. Adios, amigo.